Good evening. My name is Monty Martin.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin.
We are the Dungeon Dudes, and we are joined tonight by some really cool friends of ours, Chris and Colby from Treant Monk's Temple and D4 D&D Deep Dive, respectively. Say hello, gents.
Hello. Gents. Sorry, that was the dad in me. I couldn't help it. I don't know what to say. I have no excuse.
No. Minus 50 XP.
Wait, are we tracking XP?
We're leveling up, you said?
Because
Colby levels down for that joke.
we've got to be assuming that we can survive the combat that we're currently engaged in. I have to think we've got to be close.
That's a really good question. Well, you would have gained each of those storm giants last time. Actually, before we get too far into that, welcome to part 2 of our fun collaboration one-shot campaign. We are celebrating a big subscriber milestone for Colby with this collaboration. What's the milestone?
30,000 subscribers. So yeah, big thanks to those who helped me get there, but also to you guys, of course, for helping me celebrate. Super excited.
Yeah, and with that, we I feel I think putting this all together, I think all of us have been in touch in some peripheral way beforehand, and I'm just so glad to get to play some D&D with you guys because it was really fun last week, and I'm really excited for part 2 of the Dragon of Hatheg-Kla as our 3 characters head into the far north to take on an ancient amethyst dragon. But let's see what happens as you even get into the Lair. You are currently locked in battle with Baron Zaya the Wise, a disciple of the dragon who has barred your passage further into the dragon's lair, protected as it is by a prismatic wall. So in overcoming this, currently, where do we stand? Kelly, you wanna summarize the situation for us?
So we went to a mountaintop because we are looking for this dragon. We found a small village that was kind of in ruins, which was being attacked by 3 storm giants that were rampaging through the village. In glorious heroic fashion, we took not a single hit and defeated the 3 storm giants.
In glorious heroic fashion, we all died repeatedly while the velociraptors took down 3 storm giants.
Yes, it was a bit of a mess as Cabe, the Warforged artificer battlesmith, had to figure out my words there, failed to get into position and was stomped by he wasn't stomped by a giant. He was stomped by lightning bolts that defeated him. But luckily, a swarm of raptors helped destroy the giants, and the party, recovering from their wounds, traveled through the wilderness, taking a rest along the way towards the home of the dragon, who is said to have gone mad. This used to be, if I'm not mistaken, the dragon was a well-liked member of society, well-loved by the people around. But in recent
gentleman's dragon.
Yeah, a gentleman's dragon. And the dragon's gone mad, though, and has started attacking villages and towns nearby, which is why we're going to investigate. My character has been programmed to murder angry dragons, so that's why I'm here. We came across a strange, I don't even know what to call this, lake with lots of monuments and buildings and a prismatic wall that we are not allowed to go past, and some priests who got really mad when we tried to go past it. And so we decided that we would kill them as well.
Yes, you stand in a field of low-lying hot springs, separated by pathways of hexagonal rocks formed by volcanic activity. At the which kind of forms a series of natural tiers of hot spring terraces leading up to the entrance to the dragon's lair. Built on these rock formations are two temples, most of them little more than a colonnade, built in classical style, hewn from the volcanic rock, that have been tended by a group of elves who, in seeing that you would not turn away, are now battling you. The leader of the group, known as Baron Zaya the Wise, has opened up a gateway to the far realm, which now threatens to spill forth with some squirming, multi-eyed, floating creatures.
No problem.
Meanwhile, a massive construct of strange otherworldly metal has also been summoned forth as two more of Baron Zaya's disciples aided her, although you've cut one of them down, thanks to the actions of Colby's character. Do you want to tell us a bit about your character there, Colby?
Yes, Liruline Dorathalon. She is well, let's see. A lot of people were asking in the comments, so let me be specific. 3 levels of Rune Knight, 4 levels of Divine Soul Sorcerer, and 6 levels of Paladin, Oath of Conquest Paladin. She hails from a mountainous village. She's on a quest to basically bring home a trophy worthy of her tribe so that her conquest can get her elevated in her tribe and perhaps make her the leader of said tribe.
Well, you have taken at least one foe down so far as you stand over the slain body of one of the elven disciples, who the magic of the wall of force that contained Chris's character breaks. Chris, why don't you tell us about your character?
Sure. My character is a Harengon shepherd druid, primarily 12 levels. 1 level of sorcerer for mage armor and shield, and his name is Dennis Hopper.
I love that.
Fantastic.
And he hates sitting still, so being in that wall of force was torture for him.
Oh, well, by my notes, we are back at the top of the round. Which would mean that it is Dennis Hopper's turn.
All right, so I've had a week to think about this.
Yeah,
so
having I think according to this, a 31 initiative.
Yes, he is fast. Hates sitting still, as I mentioned. So I was originally thinking I was just going to conjure animals on this matron, but I'm looking at my resources, and I don't think I can really afford to do that.
Now, I do believe that you had cast them in the wall of force. So yes, I think you do have a bunch.
They're just active. Not in position. But I've been thinking about what I'm going to do. I've decided I'm going to go here. Then I'm going to measure my distance from our artificer, and I'm at 40 feet. So I'm going to use my bonus action to do a Harengon hop and hop 10 feet closer. And then I am going to attempt to cast a Dispel Magic on the gate.
Okay.
Nice.
And flash of genius if I need it, I hope, Kelly. All right, I am in range. Okay, here we go. 11 plus 3 is 14. 14! I need 5? You got 5, right?
Flash of genius, yeah. Let's use it. Let's do it. That's going to be a plus
that's a flat
4.
19, which is exactly what I needed.
Wait, hold on. What is your intelligence bonus, Kelly?
My bonus to intelligence is plus 4, not plus 5.
Oh,
so it is only a plus 4.
No. So don't worry about Flash of Genius then.
No?
It fails.
Oh, man. I'm sorry.
I'm
not smarter.
I knew there was a reasonable chance of failure, but I figured a chance worth taking. So anyway, that's the way it went. So now I will have the Velociraptors dash, and they will get to there. And they're going to spread out just a little bit. Otherwise, it's somebody else's turn.
That was a clutch play. Sorry to see it not pan out.
Yeah.
Would've
A
been
flash
awesome.
of genius is not genius enough.
Oh man, oh man. Okay. In that case, Chris, would you like to do the honors of rolling me a d6, please?
No. I wouldn't. I got a 6.
Well,
Is that good or bad?
luck is on your side. Could you
Is
please roll me 3 more d6 and give me the total?
Sure.
Is
9.
luck's 9 beholders coming through the gate? Is that our luck?
Bad luck is
9
on your side, is what he meant to say.
9 creatures come pouring out through the gate. Roughly each the size of a fist, with 4 small little eye stalks and 1 central eye around each.
They're little baby beholders. Oh, they're so cute.
So with that, we have lucking out with the 6. We have 9 gazers emerge from the portal, swarming about. And we've got a confluence of gazers and velociraptors.
Fight.
And I think that's exactly where we're gonna go with this. As the gazers pour forth from the portal. I probably should have made a macro myself for all this. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do them in groups of 3. One moment.
No problem. We can handle this.
Hope so.
Of all the things, I put my dice tray out of reach.
I totally forgot my dice.
You never need dice, though, right? Did
I
you?
have to- I forgot my dice today. I have to use roll 20,
Oh,
or I
man,
mean D&D Beyond.
everybody's forgetting dice.
I know.
It's not like
Yeah.
they're important to play the
Shame.
game, though. You know, it's fun.
For shame.
Indeed. So the gazers are going to fire their frost ray and their telekinetic rays this round. And what I will do is I will have each one of my gazers fire at one of the velociraptors.
Love this image. They're like right around the gate anyway, and they're coming out, and they're
Yeah,
just like,
and they just start shooting at the
Yeah.
velociraptors. So what I'll have you do there for me, Chris, is I will actually need saving throws for the velociraptors.
Okay.
I'll need both dexterity and strength saves, 9 of them in total.
9 dexterity saves, 9 strength saves.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll probably just roll them.
And in the need of expediency.
Oh, you know what? Can I just use roll 20 and just roll
Yeah,
9 d20s? And yeah, okay. So these first ones are at +2. These are the dexterity saving throws.
Yeah, let's do it.
And then the second group is the strength saving throws, and these are -2.
Okay, so with that, the velociraptors have how many hit points?
They have 16 each.
Okay, so in that case, what we look at is what'll just have us do in this case is, because they don't take much damage they don't take any damage on a failed save. So what we'll have you do is, if you can just put a red dot to mark that let's see, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the velociraptors have taken damage.
Okay.
And 2, 3, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 of the velociraptors, of which 2 of them are the ones that were damaged, are pushed 30 feet into the water.
Okay. 2 of
do
the
they have
ones that
do velociraptors have a swim speed?
no. So they'll all be half speed. and it was 4. You said 2 of them injured.
Two of which are the injured ones. Yep.
Got it.
Okay.
Done.
Not too slow for managing that many non-player
That was
characters.
impressive. That was impressive.
Okay. Well, in this case, with those out of the way, Baron Zaya, it is her turn. She maintains her concentration on the gate, and is going to move her spiritual weapon. It's going to hover right up over to Lynn, and crash into Lynn, getting a 24 to hit.
That hits. And I'm just going to eat it.
All right.
Running low on spell slots.
That is going to be 12 points of force damage.
Okay.
From that. And then I think what we will do is, who do we have all in over there? Okay. She will cast Flame Strike. And she is going to cast it over on she does not like all those velociraptors running after her. She's definitely going to cast it on the velociraptors. Because, yeah, I don't think she wants to get torn up by that many velociraptors.
She heard rumors of what happened at the Giants.
Yeah. So I think that will hit all of them in the area of the spell. I don't know.
Thank you, Gazers, for pushing 4 of them into the water.
Yeah, thanks, Gazers.
Well, I mean, they're not smart. They don't really have they're not under her control. They're just coming through, right?
Yeah.
So she doesn't have that level of coordination with them. So the damage on the flame strike, it will be, we can make saving throws, but I'll just roll the damage first to see if it's even worth.
Yeah, if it's 32 or higher, there's no point.
We got 14. Actually, it might not be. Might be worth rolling it in this case, because I have got, I've got 28 damage.
Okay. All right. So I have still got 12 in that group. The damaged ones, I assume, are just going to die. So I'm just going to remove them. And that's going to leave 9 in that group. And that's a dexterity save. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So these will all be a +2. So I'm guessing 2 of them succeeded. Perhaps none of them.
Actually, none of them. Yeah, it's saved DC 19.
All right, they all get blasted.
Yeah. Whew. And with that, she will she's gonna move over here.
Come back.
Or actually, over here. Yeah. Great. Cabe, it is your turn.
You had to move 95 feet away from me, didn't you? Okay.
You can take an opportunity.
Can we kill this mage?
Well, I'm going to. I was going to do something very different on my turn, but with all those raptors gone, I really want to get rid of this gate, or at least set up a situation where we can get rid of the gate. Monty, may I shimmy around the spider to? Is that closer? Yes, there?
Yeah.
All right. I shimmy around the spider, and I'm going to use another instance of my vortex warp on our friend the mage over here.
On the cleric?
No, the what's her name? The one who just killed everything.
Oh, on Baron Zaya.
Yeah,
okay.
Baron Zaya.
Okay, so I got to make a con save?
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone at home, cross your fingers for us, please.
I get a 16.
It is a DC 17. I'm going to pull her right in front of my steel defender, right next to our friend. Oh man, what's her name?
Lynn.
Yes.
Right there or right there?
Yep. No, right where she was the first time.
Okay. Alrighty. So with a pop, she vanishes and appears right in the midst of the temple once more.
Back where she was the first time, though.
This spot here?
Diagonal
Okay.
left.
Yes.
Okay.
There. Yeah, and now everybody is in position. I was going to let the Raptors eat her, but now I feel like I can set her up to get pummeled by us.
Okay. All right. Seeing the anything else, Cabe?
That is.
What about your steel defender?
Oh, right, my steel defender. Gotta remember these things. Yes, my steel defender is now going to. I mean, every little bit counts. So let's rend her.
Okay, go for it.
It's going to be. Is that enough? That is going to be. Oh, my spell attack modifier. Okay, there it is. That's going to be 15 to hit.
Oh wait, hold on. She doesn't have legendary resistance.
Oh,
She's a
nice.
legendary creature with no legendary resistance.
Good.
I was like, this can't.
That's happy.
I was like, wait, I'm a legendary creature, and then I realized I don't actually have legendary resistance.
I appreciate that.
What do you get to
Thank
hit?
A 15.
A 15. Unfortunately, that does not pass her defenses.
That's okay. That's my little dog. He's trying his best.
Okay.
Can I, if is this too metagamey? Can I ask RoboDog to move down one spot?
Yeah.
Can I ask you to be like
there?
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah,
want to
sure.
position myself on my turn
All right, that's fine.
where he was standing. Thank you.
Okay. Well, in that case, moving right along then, that is her turn. So we will be looking over at Cabe. Now we come to the other elven mage and the retriever. Seeing the looming threat to his mentor here, he is going to it's tricky. Okay. My mage is going to move how can I do this? You guys have them nicely surrounded. Yep, he's going to move up and cast Dimension Door.
What?
That's not a surprise.
That's upsetting.
Question is to where?
And I'm going to grab them both, and they are going to
Anybody have a counterspell?
pop
Oh, they're so far away.
all the way over to the
Oh,
other
no.
side.
Are we an optimized party without counterspell? Is that what we are?
Optimized
there's-
party might be a stretch, but yes.
That hurts me. That
Well,
shatters
I
my
think it
whole
hurts
playbook.
Colby because Colby was planning to get X-22 going, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all right.
And following that quick escape, the retriever will come up and launch its attacks on Colby.
You're so mean.
Hopefully one of them with disadvantage, a la RoboDog.
Yeah, RoboDog will give disadvantage to one of those attacks.
Okay, so I'll and let's just see if my paralyzing beam recharges. It does not.
Phew.
So I make 2 4-leg attacks, one with disadvantage, which turns a 19 into a 15, so a total of 26 to hit.
26 hits.
It'll be 15 slashing damage.
Okay.
The second attack though is only a 17.
That'll miss.
Okay. And it will fire its force beam at you. I'm looking for a dexterity saving throw versus 27 more force damage.
Okay. That is a 24.
Okay, that is no damage. Or sorry, half
Sweet.
damage, so 13.
13 damage. Got it.
All right. With that, we go to over to you, Lynn.
Mm-hmm. Those are, they're really far away.
Yeah.
Are really far.
I mean, I could Misty Step for 30 feet and dash, take an opportunity attack, but even then, I don't know that I get there, right?
Do either of you have an area of effect that might deal with the gazers?
Well,
Okay.
here's I'll answer your question.
I've got a wand of fireball, but
I'll answer your question with another question. Can you web floating targets?
The web
Yes.
needs something to anchor to, though.
Yeah, I think
actually,
you need...
it doesn't by the rules. If it is not, if you cast it in midair, it even lasts a round. It says specifically before it dissipates.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And technically, if you anchor it between multiple creatures,
they're webbed to get to one another.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
I can allow that.
If web will prevent them from shooting us.
The problem, it might restrain them, which makes it a little easier to hit.
I'm not an AOE damager. but I'm a controller.
All right.
Or
I can fireball them. I was hoping to do something else.
You'd get a little more damage out of fireball if they were webbed initially, right? Because web's flammable.
But I also think there's more important things that I can do with my turn.
Probably sling Colby 90 feet towards them.
Yeah. That
on your turn.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm only vortex warp right now. That's my play. I'm just slingshotting people around the battlefield.
Well, in the meantime, here's what we'll do. Do you guys think I should go after the spider or the mini beholders?
I feel like
okay. So I'm just gonna bonus action Giant's Might because I have not done that yet this combat. So let me check that off. And then I'm just gonna make a couple of attacks against this spider. Let's see how tough it is. I need to conserve my resources a little bit. Otherwise. So all right, let's see. First attack is not great. 16 to hit.
This thing is like its armor is like plate. It bounces off the attack.
Should I expend a resource to deal with that? Nah. I'll just make a second attack. That's better. 26.
That will go through, yeah.
Okay. For all of 15 plus Giant's Might. 20 damage.
Nice.
And I think I'm just going to hang out there until Kelly can potentially do something better with me.
All right. Dennis, we are over to you.
Hey, all right. I'm not going to fireball them, guys. I think we got to get this gate closed.
Yeah.
I think I have a way that might work. So I'm going to run to here. Then I'm going to use my bonus action and rabbit hop to here. Then I am going to cast a 4th level spell. That spell will be Conjure Woodland Beings. I am then going to conjure 2 quicklings.
Quick.
Over here. And quicklings have 120-foot movement rate.
Love that.
And they see this woman here, and they run right on up to her.
Because they're quick.
Because they're very, very quick.
They're very,
and then
very
they
quick.
attack her 3 times each for 6 attacks.
All right.
And let's see if we can break concentration.
Come on,
please knock that
quicklings.
gate out.
Well, Oh no, sorry, that was a damage roll.
Yeah.
Let me try an attack roll instead.
Yeah.
There we go. Good rolls.
Yeah, good rolls. We got 3 hits through.
All right, 3 hits for a total of 25 damage and 3 concentration saves, please.
Let's see.
And I'm glad to hear you don't have legendary resistance.
You were looking for what's the damage?
A 9 or less, please.
10,
would be
right?
great.
Yeah.
Well, I with a +9 on my con save.
It's pointless.
And a natural.
Okay.
I got a natural 1, but I don't know if it does that still.
No.
Natural ones aren't auto fails on saves at your table.
Only on attacks.
Yeah, good play
unless it's a
though.
house roll.
Good play.
Shoot.
How much?
Well, yeah,
still,
it
how
was
much
higher
damage
than I
goes
thought.
through?
25.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Darn.
No.
Should have fireballed. Oh well.
It was. Hey, it puts a threat in front of the foes. So good play. Good play. All right. In any case, though, Kelly, why don't you roll me one of those d6s?
Yeah, sure. How's a 5 sound?
How does a 5 sound?
Ugh.
All right. The portal. In this case, can I have you roll me one more d6?
I would love to. It's going to be a 4.
The portal flashes, but you luck out this round, and no creatures come through.
Oh.
I was imagining 4 beholders coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not going to last very much longer.
No, the real beholder's on a 1, guys.
Right. Now we know.
Yeah. Okay. So as the portal shutters, but no creatures come through the gate this round. Alrighty, it is her turn. And seeing these quicklings rush up towards her, I actually want to check. Can I even keep my spiritual weapon at this distance?
I think so.
What's the range?
The range is for
120?
casting, not for maintaining. I think.
Yeah.
Spiritual weapon.
That lasts for the duration until you cast the spell again. So, that's a fun thing to check. But for now, I am gonna just take a swing with it at Colby. I only get a 14 to hit.
Miss.
Okay.
She
Whiffs.
holds up her maul and just deflects it. Clang.
Okay. And for okay. I might not have any other use for this, so I'm just gonna go for it. She's gonna cast Divine Word. And the quicklings need to make charisma saving throws.
Oh no.
Are they charming?
No. They probably can't succeed if the DC is the DC 18 or higher.
The DC is 19, yeah.
A natural 20 would do it. Nope.
So under Divine Word, a Fey, Fiend, or Elemental is forced back to its plane of origin if it fails the saving throw against Divine Word. And that will be her turn.
All right. Is it me?
It is you, Cabe.
All right. What's more important, dealing with the spider or getting Colby as close to that gate as possible? Getting Lynn as close to the gate as close to what's her name as possible?
I think we need to drop her.
Yeah, I would
think
say
that's priority 1.
the spider, especially if I'm not there, like it can hardly touch you, right?
Yeah.
So you can shine with your high AC and let me.
I'm going to take the
effective.
opportunity attack, and I'm going to run to the edge of the water.
Okay. I will make the opportunity attack. I get a 24.
No, sorry. And then I'm going to Vortex Warp Lynn to...
People go further.
Yeah, you can go.
Yeah, there.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's much better.
Just waiting for my turn where it dimension doors somewhere else.
Well, I mean, you should go next, though.
I might get one shot.
Make it count. I guess that's that. My Steel Defender, who is now surrounded by a spider and a spiritual weapon, no longer likes this situation and is going to use its action to disengage.
Okay.
And come party with me, hopefully forming a wall to help block Dennis Hopper from harm.
The Drow Mage, then coming to that, is angrily looks at you pursuing Lynn and casts banishment on you.
Oh, come on. Come on.
All right, bring it on. What's the save DC?
I am looking for a save DC 14.
On banishment's wisdom, charisma? Oh, thank you. Okay, come on. This is easy. Unless I roll a 2. All right, let's see. Hold on. I can use...
Oh, and you're way too far away for me to flash a genius.
No, well,
Favor to the gods?
Yeah, I can use favor to the gods. So let me use that. Hold on one sec. Let me just mark it off.
Please use it.
Yeah, you don't want to be banished.
I can't deal with.
Yeah, I thought, what's the one worse thing that I can do than dimension dooring away?
All I need is a 4 or better. So okay, it's favor of the gods. Check. There we go. So add 2d4, and I am going to automatically succeed.
Okay.
Even if I rolled 2 1s.
All right.
So, boink.
I hope you don't need to make any more saving throws.
Yeah, that sounds unlikely. But at least I've got a good saving throw suite.
All right. Okay, well, the retriever's going to come after you, Cabe.
Yeah, that's fine.
Pursuing you. And it will attack attack you twice.
Disadvantage on one of those attacks, please.
Okay. But its paralytic beam does recharge.
I hate that.
The first attack turns a crit into a 16.
Yeah,
and
too bad.
The second attack is a 25.
I cast shield.
All right. Well, give me a saving throw against my paralytic beam.
What flavor of saving throw would you like?
I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, good. Okay, that's going to be a 24.
Okay, so it beats the 18, and you are not paralyzed for 1 minute.
I appreciate that. Constitution is where I shine. And again, Cabe isn't really noticing this spider creature.
Do you... No, Sentinel wouldn't trigger if I attacked you, right? You have Sentinel, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
If you attack... So that's the play, is if you attack me, you get disadvantage from my Steel Defender.
Okay.
If you attack the Steel Defender, I get a free attack on you.
Okay, I was just trying to make sure. All right, well, with that, we go to Lynn.
Okay. Now, somebody help me figure out, am I 35 feet away from her?
You are 35 feet away.
Yeah.
It's the best.
I measured it. I'm like, oh, he's 5 feet too far.
All right. No. I mean, hey, you got me there. It's just a bummer that
do you get like extra reach by being large?
That's what I was looking at. I'm like, I don't have reach. I don't have I don't get extra move speed with Giant's Might. It's just I got 30 feet of move speed. So that's all right. I am going to, well, okay, what's worse? Action surging to dash or using blink? I probably want to blink so I can get more attacks, right?
I would also think you might want action surge next fight.
Yeah, action surge might be useful.
I'm gonna just pray to the gods of DMs that we get a short rest between now and the next fight. I know that we can't count on it, but I'm a little more concerned about actually surviving this round. So I'm just gonna blow it and see what happens. Anyway, I'm gonna blink. I'm gonna not blink. Sorry, Misty Step.
Okay.
Misty Step, and then move right there. And I'm just gonna take some straight up attacks.
All right.
And we'll see what happens. So Maul attack number 1 on oh my gosh, with the 2s. Okay, so that's a 13 to hit.
Unfortunately, I'm looking for 17s over here.
Okay. Next attack is better. 24.
All right.
There we go.
Well, I got nothing there.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll damage. That's a 15 plus a d6 is 17 damage.
Okay.
Do you want to make a save?
I have to make a save.
Well, it's 10 or better. She's gonna automatically succeed, huh? I better start smiting. Okay. So I'm gonna action surge.
Okay.
And I'm going to make a couple more attacks.
Nice.
So the first one is a 17.
Bang on. And I'm a cleric, so I got nothing. I got no tricks.
Oh, shield spell.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and blow. I know I only want to do this on a crit typically, and I'm running low on resources, but I feel like we got to kill her. So I'm going to blow a 2nd level spell slot.
Okay.
And smite for an extra 3d8 on top of the damage, which I will get to you momentarily. Okay, so that is 13 plus 3 is 16 plus 2d8. Where's my d8s? So that's a total of 22 damage.
Okay.
No, sorry, one more d8. I apologize. I was a 2nd level spell slot. So there we go. 29.
29 damage. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that actually takes it up to a 15 DC.
Yeah. Low roll, please.
I rolled a 3 on the die.
Yes.
Okay, so concentration is broken.
Down. Yeah, the gate goes down.
Okay, and then I'll just make one final attack here. And it is a 30 to hit. Oh, I almost crit. So close. Oh geez. 2 1s plus a d6. So that's 8 plus. So 13 damage on that final attack.
That all leaves her bloodied.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Great.
There's bloodied on the 2nd attack, actually. Or the last attack, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
The 2nd attack that hit.
Yeah. Okay. Nice turn. The gate shatters as her concentration breaks, rupturing, closing up the horrific rent between worlds and leaving the some very stranded-looking gazers. Speaking of very stranded-looking gazers.
Yep, here it comes.
Cabe, I guess let's see. I guess they're gonna fire all their rays at you because you're the closest one.
I love that. I'm excited.
Tanks like getting attacked. It makes them feel good.
I mean, I prefer getting attacked by weapons
against your armor
rolls.
class.
Yeah,
yeah.
So
maybe they pick up rocks with their eye stalks and like.
So
yeah, that would be nice.
They're going to fire. So 3 of them are going to fire their fear rays and telekinetic rays at you. Actually, 6 of them are going to fire telekinetic rays at you. All of them are going to fire their telekinetic rays at you. And you're going to get hit by 3 frost rays, 3 fear rays, 6 frost rays. So I need wisdom, dexterity, and strength saving throws from you. So I need...
Okay, let me just write this down.
Remember that you have advantage on those fear saves, thanks to the Hero's Feast, right?
Right.
So
How many saves of each?
I need 9 strength saves, and just count the failures for.
Oh, and you can ignore all the fear saves because you're immune to frightened right now.
Oh,
that's
right. I'm
That's
immune
right.
to
Hero's Feast
frightened.
makes immune,
okay.
not advantage.
So yeah, so I need six dexterity saves and 9 strength saves.
Oh, I wish I had a paladin nearby. All right, let's do this. What am I aiming for?
12.
12. Okay.
Remember when we were thinking about what characters to play, and we were all like, one of us should go 6 pally so that we can all get benefits to our saving throws. And now I'm like all over the map, never
big
next to you
maps,
guys.
though.
Yeah,
Big maps.
Oh, those last rolls didn't do me any favors.
How many strength saves did you fail?
4 strength saves failed.
Okay.
And for dex saves, also looking for 12?
Yeah.
And one more. Okay, 2 dex save fails.
Okay, so you're going to take 20 cold damage, and then you're going to get flung 120 feet.
20 cold damage, flung 120 feet?
Yeah.
are you
You
still
should
on
be
the
very
map?
safe over there.
So there's you're going to go straight
Oh.
away from them. So
Oh, I can't go in the direction I would love to go?
You can't
so
choose the
there's
direction to get flung.
60. And there's so you get flung over here.
That's not that bad, actually.
Yeah. Well,
been
other
worse.
than my steel defender who has to...
Run
And,
along.
and I'm just
Oboda.
I'm ruling that basically each individual one pushes you 30 feet. I'm just ruling that the telekinetic force of all of those hits just puff.
Yeah, they all hit me at once, and I just
Yeah.
whoosh,
Yeah.
fly. Fly, you fool.
Okay. And with that, we come to the retriever, and the our other elf friend. Or no, that was the end of the round for the beholders. So we're back up to Dennis.
Okay. How high up in the air are these gazers?
I will say that they are currently 30 feet in the air.
Okay. I am going to cast a fireball. I think I can probably get the edge of that retriever. Is that correct? Without hitting the robot dog?
I think you can, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I will do that.
Okay, so basically the beholders are saving or dying. It's 22 damage.
Yeah.
And
Not a great roll.
No, not the best roll, no. Let's see. So 1 dead, alive, dead, alive, dead. So 2 survive.
Nice.
And the
Far less intimidating.
retriever, oh wow, it's neither immune nor resistant to fire damage. It only gets a 14,
Okay, so 22 fire damage.
and it does not.
I will then move here, and I will hop again. There.
Okay. Cool. With that, we come back to our big boss lady. Well, with her concentration on divine word broken, she is going to reach out. And she's got nowhere for her spiritual weapon to go either. So I think what we'll have her do is she's going to reach out and cast. She's bloodied. Let's see. Colby,
Yes.
roll me a d6.
One. I hope that's good.
Well,
She's gonna
Usually
cast,
bad.
She's gonna cast plane shift on you.
Okay.
Ah.
So I need a charisma saving throw.
This time, I'm going to do better than a 2. Watch.
What?
a 3.
I really got a 3. So
You really did get a 3?
I really did. I
Okay.
promised
I
better than
can
a 2.
see it on my D&D.
So I rolled 3, but I do have a plus 10, so that's a 13. I'm sure it's still not good enough.
Not quite enough. Yeah, so she's gonna plane shift you to the far realm.
Awesome. I'm just trying to think, is there anything that I have here that I could use to, like, Cloud Rune's not going to help me there. Divine, no. I don't have any, like, reaction spells that are going to help me. Yeah, I think I'm just gone.
Poof. Yeah. Alrighty.
See ya.
Wow.
That's not even concentration, is it?
No.
Like, he's just
No.
gone.
Just gone.
Until, how long does it last? Does it? What's
Until
the
you
forever.
Until you get back home.
Okay. I don't think I have a spell that will allow that. So,
Oh,
What
you
if
know
we-
what? You know what? You have one saving grace.
what's that?
I have to hit you with a melee spell attack.
Okay. So go ahead and do that. Or try to, I should say.
Okay. I have a... I forgot that. This is when the DM needs to make sure he actually reads what his spells do, right?
Yes, this
Yeah.
is awesome.
Okay.
Wait, if this goes through, is Colby just done?
I get an 18.
Okay. Now let me ask this. So my AC is a 19, so that's going to miss me.
Uh-huh.
But what I would like to do, if you will allow it, is use my Cloud Rune, because it tells me that once per short rest, when you or a creature you can see within 30 feet of you is hit by an attack roll, I have to get hit. I wanted it to hit.
No, you
So it
didn't. Did you?
misses. I did, because I could have redirected it.
Man,
I could have
would have
redirected
been
it.
epic.
Oh,
That would have
at
been
the
epic.
wizard. You don't have any
Oh.
bonuses to hit or anything that you want to apply? Some resources that you want to expend?
You
Just
know
for
what?
the rules,
You know what?
cool.
I'm gonna give her. You know what? Normally she can actually give herself. She can give an ally advantage. But yeah, I'll give myself advantage.
I mean, I wonder if a
Getting-
character could
getting a
intentionally get hit.
Getting a
despite their
26
AC.
to hit. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Then in that case,
Well, this
let's
better
edit
work
that. Let's
now.
edit that out. So
Okay.
like, so
So it
the
looks
people
smoother,
later
yeah.
that are watching on YouTube don't realize that we kind of jury rigged this. I'm going to use my Cloud Rune, which tells me that when a creature that I can see gets hit by an attack roll, I can use my reaction to choose a different creature other than the attacker within 30 feet of you to become the target of the attack instead, using the same roll. So I would like to redirect that to the mage that's
Right.
standing next to us.
Okay. So then I guess he's got to make a charisma saving throw,
Right.
which he fails. It's a bit of a stretch. But yeah, technically she can give out advantage to allies. But
She's her best ally.
yeah.
Gotta
All right.
rely on
I
yourself.
agree. If you're not your own friend, then, you know.
Yeah.
I appreciate you allowing that, because I thought it was so cool. I was like, please hit me. Please hit me.
So her ally goes poof to the I'm glad I checked that, because that
Yeah.
turned something that was not cool into something that was cool. Okay, so yeah, plane shift is nasty, but you have to hit. So for any of you other tricksy DMs out there that are gonna pull that one,
Yeah.
you have to hit, and then they have to fill a charisma save. I was too hasty.
I wonder if I could, like, drop my guard intentionally and, like, just be like, hit me. Lower my AC on purpose. There should be a rule for that.
Okay. Well, Cabe, it is your turn.
What do I got here? Well, I think I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere right now, so I'm going to
I don't know if you can see on the map, but these are shallows that are difficult ground, but you can walk across them.
Well,
right? Those spots there. Yeah.
Can I? All right. I'm going to run here and then use my casting of Misty Step, my free casting of Misty Step that I have to get over here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my action. No, wait, that was my bonus action of Misty Step. So my action will be to dash and get here. It's something.
All right.
And my Steel Defender will disengage and start running away, chasing the rabbit.
Chasing the rabbit.
As all dogs are wont to do.
Yeah. Pursued by a spider.
As makes sense.
As all giant spiders are wont to do.
Yeah.
Who actually doesn't have the speed to catch up to you. So I think what it's going to do...
What's your speed?
40 feet.
So is mine. So we should actually probably be... You know what? I might have...
No, I have to skirt the difficult ground in a way that you don't. Because you're smaller. Right? Because you were there.
Yeah, I can make it...
Yeah, because I'm a large creature, right? Like I can't go across that because then I'm in slowed by the difficult ground, right? So it's gonna dash, and it's gonna go around, like it's gonna like scuttle around to kind of block off the Steel Defender.
Oh, my poor dog! What did he ever do?
And that's its turn. The other elf is not in a good place. It's not coming back anytime soon. So that brings us, and I only have 2 beholders left. Who, they're gonna try to hover over here, but they, I don't even think that they're gonna get in range with their. I guess they could possibly shoot your dog. Yeah, they could get a frost ray, and a fear ray, and a telekinetic ray. And they get one of each ray on your dog, because it is 60 feet. So your dog, I need 2 wisdom saves, a dexterity save, and a strength save.
All right, 2 wisdom. I get an 11.
Okay.
And a 10.
Okay, so you're dazed and feared. Dexterity.
That's going to be a 4.
Okay, and take damage.
How much damage?
10 cold.
10.
And strength.
It's going to be 12.
So everything but telekinetically thrusted. So your dog is charmed by the gazer, and its speed is halved. It has disadvantage on attack rolls, and it's frightened of the gazer as well.
That dog's having a bad time. Why did I program him to feel these emotions?
The dog did not participate in the hero's feast.
No.
There was nothing edible for it. It needed like oil and bolts.
I fed it bolts, and I just installed like a chip inside of it being like, now you can feel fear. And I don't know why I would have done that to it.
All right. So that brings us over to Lynn.
All right. Yeah, she's just going to keep golfing here.
Did I skip you, Chris?
I think you may have.
Yes, let's go to Chris. My apologies, Chris.
I'm not sure if you did or not. Yeah, I think you did because
you're top of the round.
Was quick wins.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to cast a 3rd level Conjure Animals.
I apologize. I'm sorry. I don't even know how that happened.
No worries. And let's do we'll do 8 velociraptors. Just I'm thinking,
Just 8.
do we want to save the robot dog? I think we want to save you guys. I have a feeling Colby's going to destroy this, and I would hate to steal that. So I think I'm going to go after the retriever and let Colby do his thing.
I don't know. She might have another casting of banish you to the nether realms.
But did she go before you?
No, he's going to get his turn.
Yeah, I know. I think you can. Do your thing.
All right.
I don't want to kill her. I'm going to let you do it. I am going to kill this spider instead and save my doggy friend. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So they will be attacking with advantage.
Okay.
These will be claws. And these will be bites. Oh, that's a lot of crits.
Nice.
Yeah, that is a lot of crits. So the claws, you've got you've actually got 4 hits from the claws.
Okay.
And 2 hits and the other 4 crits from the bites.
Wow.
Okay. And the bites. And you said it was 2 regular and 4 crits on the bites?
Yep, correct.
Okay, so I'll roll that. And then that. And then that. So 29, 39, 46, 56, 58.
Wow.
Nice.
That leaves
And
it bloodied.
moving. There.
Or construct. All right.
Leaking oil.
Lots of damage. Yeah, leaking oil. Then I think at this stage we should go to Lynn.
Okay. So let's see. You had said, and forgive me for the metagaming, because I'm not as familiar with so for at your table, bloodied is like half health.
Half health.
Okay. Yep. And you said there was another. Is there another status or no?
No, that's my only.
Okay,
that's
just bloody.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bloody's is just a marker. Yep.
Got it. All right. Let's see here. I am looking at my resources and feeling nervous about how few of them there are left me. But
luckily, we don't have to fight a dragon tonight.
Right. I feel like I my greatest regret from round 1 was being overly conservative, right? I crit and I should have smote and I didn't, and then that giant ended up surviving for an extra round, and then I ended up burning a smite anyway, and it was just I should have just gone, ham, and better to overdo it than underdo it, kind of thing.
It's tricky.
It is tricky. So, all right. I'm going to see if I can't make this work at least one time here. So I'm going to use Quicken Spell and cast Cloud of Daggers behind her.
Okay.
And then I am going to make a Booming Blade attack on her, and let's find out if it hits.
Nice.
So I will. Sorry. The attack is wow. Okay, I'm gonna burn. Gosh dang it! My rolls tonight are something else.
Oh,
I'm gonna burn my my Oath of Conquest plus 10 to hit for Channel Divinity.
Okay.
Making that a 23.
That is a hit. Yep.
Okay. And I'm gonna use the Crusher Feet on her and move her back when I do that. As well as burn, heck, why not? My last first level spell slot. So I'm piling on a smite here, as well as my. Okay, I'm gonna roll the attacks. So that's 10 plus Giant's Might, 16 damage plus. Let's see. I had to do Cloud of Daggers at the 3rd level.
Okay.
So I was out of 2nd level spell slots. So that's going to be what, 64? Is that right?
So it's helpful if you give me the full tally of the damage. So, but we got 16 from the attack. Yeah.
Then there's 14 more, so that's 30 total so far. Plus Booming Blade is going to be 2d8. So that's another 4.
Okay.
So 34 plus my smite is going to be. Sorry, I should have made macros like Chris. That's another 11. So now we're up to
45.
45. And then I'm also going to blow my fire rune from Rune Knight. So that's an extra 2d6 of fire damage. So that's 5 more. So 50 total damage. And then she has to make I believe it's a strength save in order to not be restrained by my fire rune, if that's correct.
I don't think I'm good at making strength saves.
So it's a strength saving throw DC 16, or be restrained for 1 minute.
I get a 13.
Awesome. So she fails it. So she's restrained now inside my cloud of daggers.
Nice. Wow.
You get another attack too. I think you just attacked. Oh no, you Booming Blade.
I used Booming Blade. Yeah.
Right.
And I probably should have, but whatever. I didn't think it through, knowing that I was going to try and shackle. But anyway, yeah. And the Booming Blade damage only did like 3 or 4, so would have been better to make an extra attack. But that's all right.
I got a feeling she's not going to enjoy getting the Cloud of Daggers damage at the start of her turn.
Right.
It's got to be close.
And she will take 2d6 fire damage at the start of their turn as well from being shackled.
Do I have any way out of this? When do I get to save against the restraint?
So let's see. The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns.
Okay.
Banishing the shackles on a success.
Okay. So that's kind of my only hope for getting out. Okay. Well, that was you, Lynn. So now should be properly Dennis's actual turn that I skipped before.
All right.
Yeah.
I am, well, she's not dead. So I'm going to fireball her.
All right.
And that's a dexterity saving throw?
Yes, and she has disadvantage.
She's restrained.
She's restrained.
Yep.
That makes a big difference. Yeah, I get a 10.
Okay, 31 fire damage.
Nice.
She is cooking. All right.
All right, and the velociraptors are going to chew this spider. Claws and bites.
All right. That is only 2 misses on the claws. And only 2 misses on the bites.
Nice. And I got 2 claw crits. So that's 59 damage.
That destroys it.
Nice.
The raptors rip apart the rent metal as it clangs to the ground, and the energy that summoned it to this plane dissipates, leaving behind just the finest smell of metallic dust and sulfur in the air.
Cool.
Nicely done. So it is her turn, so she's going to take damage from...
I'm rolling that now.
Yep.
64 plus 2d6 is 28 more damage.
She
Fire and slashing.
dies.
Nice. You just...
But can you beat lasers?
Yeah. That...
Two wounded gazers.
Yeah. So yeah, I have no way of stopping. There's no saving throws that I could make against any of that damage.
It just happens.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sweet. I feel like my character worked for 1 round.
As she is consumed in a vortex of burning daggers. That's an awful way to go.
That's a great image. And I say, ¿Por qué no nos dejaras entrar? If you just would have let us enter, I could have, but never mind.
Wow.
So that's what you do. That's pretty cool.
Abe just comes running up, huffing and puffing. I guess he doesn't have lungs, so Cabe comes running
Right.
up and is just like, "Oh, okay." Turns around and starts running back.
Man,
Oh wait, we still have those two little the two little
gazers.
Do
the
we?
gazers.
Do we need to run that?
they're flying away. They're already like, well, we're here now, so we might as well make the best of not being dead.
They're going to
And
enjoy the
find-
hot springs. They're on vacation.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
gonna find some weaker prey, some rats or something.
Yeah.
They can.
Yeah.
All
Okay, now
right.
we got to figure out how
Awesome.
to down this wall.
I would like to begin by not doing anything for 8 hours. I don't know if that's a possibility. Or maybe 1 hour.
I know. I saved resources just so that I would have them for the final battle.
Well, if you guys would like to take a short rest, we could certainly take a short rest of our own and come back in 15 minutes.
Sounds
Sure.
good.
Alrighty.
Sure.
Let's do that. See y'all in 15. And we are back from our short rest. Did you all restock on your consumables and regain your hit points?
Yes.
Did before I started my short rest, I also summoned a familiar with one of my wild shapes,
Okay.
and I am summoning a raven this time.
Cool.
And I take a few minutes before it goes in my backpack, and I'm teaching it a little trick that I will reveal soon.
Ooh. All right. Well,
I should just say I used all the rest of my hit dice and my oh geez, what's the fighter ability that starts with an S? And second wind
Second win.
to get myself back to full health.
I just took out my toolkit and made some adjustments to some of the bolts, and I'm back to full health as well.
okay. Your short rest complete, you still stand before the prismatic barrier and the two temples, one with a spherical orb in the shape of the earth itself, and the other with a statue of a dragon with prismatic gemstones for eyes.
Right.
The dragon statue has its two hands its two claws out beside it as the dragon stands in a rampant pose.
Now, we've had a week. Have either of you figured this puzzle out? Because I didn't.
I mean, I still thought that it was as simple as taking the gems from the eyes and putting them into the north and south pole.
Well, it
of
does
the
seem
globe.
like the divots on the globe would be for those eyes.
Right.
But the question is, how do we get the eyes out?
Oh, I have tools for that.
Do you
Well,
want to try
give it a
chipping
try.
them away? I'm gonna let Kelly, or I shouldn't say
Cabe.
Kelly. I'm gonna let Cabe be the one to try chipping them away. I'm gonna stand 10 feet away from him, but as far away otherwise as I can get from the statue.
Okay.
Cabe walks over to the statue and pulls out a pack that he unfurls. Inside is carpenter's tools, mason's tools, smith's tools, thieves' tools, tinker's tools, and woodcarver's tools.
Nice.
Okay.
He has an array of options, and he is going to examine the eyes of these statues with his various tools in hopes of, before trying to pry out the gems, trying to detect if there is perhaps a trap involved.
Okay.
I will cast guidance on you as you
Oh, thank
strive
you.
to make that detection.
Give me an investigation check.
Guidance adds
D4.
D4. For some reason, every time I want to imagine its advantage, but it's
Mhm.
not.
And Lynn just says, "Be careful, kid. I give the blessings of Gorm."
I am
Couldn't remember my
always
class name.
careful. I have perfect precision. Oh boy, that wasn't perfect precision at all. That's gonna be a 12.
Okay. As you examine the statue, the first thing that becomes immediately apparent is that the gemstones in the eyes are set within a setting not unlike what you would see in a gemstone set in a ring. So there's a very clear setting with clasps. In all, there are 5 sort of little clasps that are holding the gem in place around the eyes.
But no indication otherwise with my 12.
Examining them closely, the clasps appear to be articulated. So there are small hinges on them.
They are made to release.
Yeah.
I really do think we're supposed to put our hands in the hands of this dragon, so I'm going to try it. All
You
right.
know what? Instead of standing facing the dragon with both your hands in, what if each of us stand on either side of the dragon so we're not in front of its eyes and we each clasp a hand?
What do they try?
Just in case it shoots something out of its eyes, we
Well,
won't
if it
be
shoots
standing
something
there.
out of its eyes, then I'll take some damage, right? And then
Well,
have
not
to
if
deal
we're
with it.
standing on either side.
Yeah. Well, we could try that. I'm okay with trying that. Sure.
Okay.
Lynn will still be within 10 feet of them, but otherwise as far away as I can get.
Yes.
I go on the dragon's right,
Okay.
I guess, and I put my hand in its right hand.
And I
Do you
do the
put
other
your
hand.
right hand or your left hand in? Its...
Okay.
I will put my left hand in its right hand.
Okay.
And I will put my right hand in its left hand. Wait, yeah, whatever.
So it would be the same hands as if we had done this.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how we do
Yeah.
it.
Okay. As you place your hands in the dragon's claws, the claws begin to slowly close around your hands, holding them in a vice-like grip. And as it does so, its mouth opens up. From the mouth, and you can see that there's a click as the gems are released, but they're still held there by the snout of the dragon. As the hands close around your hands, you can feel they're holding you steady in place.
Now we're on either side. We're not in the middle.
Yes. And
but fortunately now it's trapping two of us instead of just one.
Yes. So it is the two of you trapped. Fortunately, and then at this point, a lightning bolt erupts from the dragon's mouth. Because of your positioning, not only normally the way this trap works is that if you are right in front of it and holding there, you are restrained, and I would give you disadvantage on your saving throw. But because of your clever positioning, I'm going to give you both advantage on your dexterity saving throws against the lightning bolt.
And you're nearby, Lynn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that not to metagame it too much, but in my mind, I'm thinking the best way to be sort of within 10 feet of these two, but as far away as possible would be to be behind it, right?
Okay.
Then
I will be generous in this case. If you succeed your saving, as the eruption of lightning comes out, you can both give me saving throws.
You're +5, Colby, is that correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I'm at 24.
Okay.
23.
Both of you take no damage in this case. You're both able to move out of the way. As the dragon's mouth closes, it continues to hold onto your hands, and you see it gathering energy once more for another attack.
Can Lynn try and scramble up and grab the gems out? Have they been released?
Yes, you're able to grab the gem. You pull the gems out, and have them in hand.
Awesome. We did it. Good thinking, Kate.
Are our hands still held?
Yes, your hands are still held.
How about a couple vortex warps there?
Well, I'm also okay. Before I blow those, Lynn, grab 2 small rocks and jam them into the eye sockets.
Good idea. She'll scramble down and see if I can find some pebbles or something that would be equivalent size.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Can I cast guidance on myself?
That would be, we're actually in a pseudo initiative order. So yeah.
Okay. So sorry, investigation you said?
Correct. Yeah.
Not my strong suit.
I will cast guidance on you.
Okay.
I also have guidance, so yeah, okay.
Okay.
Probably not going to help with that roll, but man, I am not rolling well tonight. That's a 9.
You search around the ground, and I'm going to say that here I'll give you a choice. You can move away from your allies, so they're not in range of your aura, and roll again with advantage because you're looking around in the rubble, but you suspect that around the rocky area there might be some more possible candidates. But the dragon is going to fire another breath weapon.
Okay.
I don't suppose I could get a vortex warp, Kelly.
I think I'm going to stay within range to give them advantage.
Kelly, what would you like to do?
Or to give them +5, sorry.
I will use one of my vortex warps and get Dennis Hopper out of there.
Okay. As Dennis Hopper is teleported away, the hand opens back up and the gemstone teleports out of your hand and back into the eye socket of the dragon.
Just the one.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So what it sounds like what we need to do is somebody needs to stay connected to this darn thing.
Right.
And somebody else runs to that globe and gets. So who can get there fastest?
And who has the best chance of succeeding
with that,
on a dex
Kelly,
save?
you can make me a dexterity saving throw against the...
Do I still have advantage because it's only on one hand?
Yep, and you still have the +5.
That's going to be 24.
Okay, you don't take any damage from the blast of flame that erupts from the dragon in this case.
Oh. Okay.
I think we had the right idea, but perhaps I ought to stay here with a hand in, and one of you can run and try to put these in the divots. That's apparently my favorite word on this character.
All right. What if I was like 90 feet towards? No, I've got to actually get the gems in the first place. Do you have any movement tricks there, Kelly?
My steel defender can run 40 with you on its back. What size creature are you?
I am small size.
There you go.
So potentially
a little better.
My steel defender could run 40 and then you can dash.
In fact, it could dash and move 80.
Yes.
Okay. That's going to get me a long ways. All right. Let's give that a go. You might end up taking 2 of these things before I get those. I hope this works.
Be okay.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
So what are you going to do?
So Lynn will walk over and take the position that that Dennis was in previously.
And what Dennis is going to be doing, he's waiting for the gems.
Okay.
And that looks bad, He's waiting for the gems, and he grabs them and hops on the steel defender and lets the steel defender dash towards the other platform.
So with the steel defender, it dashes towards the other platform. And Cabe and Lynn, do you want to do anything else with your turns as the dragon's mouth begins to open to send and the energy gathers? It looks like a blast of cold is coming your way.
Oh, good. That's going to be a con save, right? I don't know if it is, but regardless, I think Lynn's just going to be like bracing for impact.
Are you not good with con?
No, I am.
He's good with con.
Okay,
much better than Dex.
I'm going to stay with. We still have advantage, and we still have a +5, and I have a flash of genius if we need it.
Is there any other movement that you want to do there, Dennis?
Once the dog is completed its movement, then I'm going to dismount, dash myself, and see how close I am.
Okay.
Can you bonus action rabbit hop?
I might, if it makes the difference, yes.
Okay.
But I did use 3 already, so I have 2 left.
Well, let's see.
So I'm fine using 1.
If the steel defender can get to, if it goes the fastest possible route from there, the steel defender can get you to
dash
there 80. To 80, right?
And it takes half my movement to dismount.
Yeah. And then so you can rush off the steel defender and move from there. So how far do you get from on
5, 10? So that's my regular movement. Then I would dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I just want to make sure I know where this globe is. Where's the globe? There's the
There we
globe.
go.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have moved myself.
That's okay.
The rabbit hop will not make a difference. It'll be another turn for me to get there.
Okay. So in
That's
that
fine.
case, I do need a con save as the blast of cold erupts.
All right. Here we go.
29.
With advantage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a 20. I'm a 30.
You both managed to resist the cold damage.
That felt nice, actually. I was getting a little warm in here.
And as Dennis, I think you can close the distance from here. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to try placing one of each of the eyeballs in the 2 divots on this globe.
Alrighty. As you place the gems in place, the globe spins in irregular and in regular ways, almost looking like it's spinning on multiple axes at once. And with a flash, it disappears, and so does the prismatic barrier.
Woo! Are we still?
Yeah. Now,
a vice-like
next question.
grip?
Look back at my party members.
As it disappears, the statue of the dragon crumbles to dust.
Okay, great.
We did it! Oh, it can be crumbled. We should have just tried to destroy this thing in the first place.
Right, with my mason's tools, I could have dismantled the statue.
No, we did great.
Well
Teamwork.
done, everyone. Well done.
Now we can murder a dragon.
Well,
Let's go.
perhaps we ought to try speaking to it instead.
With
or
my morning star.
or Hoppy, didn't you say you had some sort of spell that might take away its madness?
Maybe. It depends what cost it.
I have a spell to take away its madness.
Now,
Branding smite.
Now I am speaking like a coward. I forgot that the reason I was here was to bring home a dragon's head to my tribe. Let's go.
My sole
Alright.
purpose is to kill dragons. Specifically, evil ones or mad ones.
Yeah. My purpose is defeating mad dragons.
Okay.
It was a very specific purpose.
That's
dwarves-
a narrow purpose.
Here we go. Well, as you take the cavernous steps down into the dragon's lair, you enter into a glittering crystalline cavern, where still the hexagonal volcanic rock forms a pathway of rough steps down into the wide halls, and all around you, the area here is filled with jutting crystals in all sorts of geodesic patterns. The reflection of the light here bouncing around the caverns illuminates the area. So I'm just using the fog of war strictly in a line of sight capacity. And I don't know what that is. Oh, that's disregard that. That's not a thing that actually exists.
Ignore the man behind the curtain.
I think that was me. That was what I was using to I was trying to be fancy and do like the live fog of war, but it just made my computer a little too laggy. So, the crystalline space of this gorgeous map designed by one of our patrons, Gav, of Gavatone Maps. You can check him out. The crystals refract and reverberate, and as you look, even just gazing at some of the crystals, the shapes of many of the crystals belie a sort of non-Euclidean, appear to have some, in many cases, some kind of non-Euclidean geometry. You will look at what appears to be a crystal that has 6 sides, but each of the intersections is a 90-degree angle. And so they give you a sort of headache just to look at, like it's almost like looking at many of those sort of like optical illusion sort of patterns where one of them, you'll look at one of them, and if you've ever seen that optical illusion where it's the net of it's a cube drawn in 2 dimensions, but your eyes are constantly shifting between what is the top and what is the bottom of the cube because of the way that it's drawn. The crystals reflect light in such a way where it's like, is that the front? Is that the back? Is that crystal in front of that crystal or behind that crystal? In all sorts of confusing sort of ways.
Oh no, this is worse than the 2.
I have a game that does this if you play on a grid.
Nice. That's a good. I should give you inspiration for that comment. However, as you can see, as you look around, the cave down here is humid. It is almost unlike the kind of the air outside, which was cold. The air in here is warm, almost as if you are feeling the hot breath of a massive creature breathing against your neck, or standing in the mouth of a massive creature. There is, and you can see that kind of writhing around the crystals in many places are fleshy tendrils of a purplish red hue, some of them pulsating gently as they slowly make their way around the crystals.
Ew.
As you come down the hall, where I deleted that token, there is the body of what appears to be a humanoid garbed in the same robes as the elves outside. However, its flesh is emaciated and spindly, and its head has exploded. As you look to where the corpse is, there is a strange, fleshy, perhaps beard, or long, spindly, kind of fleshy sponsons that are growing down from almost the lower part of its jaw. Yeah, almost like tentacles, but the entire top of its head has exploded, leaving just a gaping, empty cranium.
Do not know what that is, but it is disgusting.
I believe this person is dead.
And they're not a dragon, so we still have work to do.
But something tells me that obviously we may be up against something more than just a dragon. All of these fleshy things.
Heads.
Or
yes, it looks, maybe this isn't madness. Maybe something has affected the dragon. That
sort of
like through that gate. Remember that gate?
Right. Earlier, we had the thing that we were trying to resist, and it felt like it was trying to take over our mind. Obviously, this may be what would happen had we not resisted. And perhaps it's what happened to the dragon.
Well, then we may have to kill it. Might be a blessing to it if we do it.
Excellent.
Yes. Release it from whatever torture it's suffering.
Yeah, if that happened to me, I wouldn't want to be around.
You hear echoing down the caves a low rumbling, like the sound of a massive creature exhaling, and then carried on the air, echoing down the hall, is an echo, it's like the high-pitched whinnying of a horse, or the call of a strange bird, like a whoop, oh, oh, and they echo from the northern directions.
I do not recognize this bird call.
I'm thinking we should maybe go quietly. What do you think?
I am excellent at being quiet, and I clonk up the stairs.
Well, I am not.
I think I can help. And I will cast a spell conjure woodland beings. I summon 2 dryads. The first thing the dryads do is they each will cast good berry 3 times.
Okay.
And then I hand 20 good berries to each of my party members.
Okay.
And then one of them is going to cast Pass Without Trace.
All right. Which way would you like to proceed?
Well, you want to go up or down?
Let's follow the sound. It was to the north, right?
It almost looks like it might be a circular thing anyway, right? Like this might be a circle. So
Perhaps.
might
It
not
doesn't
matter.
really matter. But I say we head north because
Okay.
north is always the best direction.
Okay.
I have no
Okay.
logic for that. I just
If you say it, I believe it.
thank you.
Don't conceal, reveal. Okay, you guys can move your tokens to the edge of the darkness. Okay.
Be within 10 feet of everybody.
I should be the front.
Oh, that reveals quite a bit.
Yes, it does indeed.
It's not a circle.
Ooh. I need to pan out.
And as you said that this was a circle, it seems to be anything but a
The-
circle.
I said it might be.
Okay. The don't conceal, reveal.
We need to get you a T-shirt. That
I
says
know,
that.
I know. Okay. As you come around the corner, you enter into a massive cavern, one that is approximately as tall as it is wide. So you can almost imagine it's the cavern itself, because of its height, even though it's quite long, it has more of like that kind of thin kidney sort of shape to it vertically, because as you step into it, although this cavern itself is quite long in terms of its overall area, being about 200 feet in length, you're now soundly under the mountain, and from coming down the stairs, it is equally 200 feet in height here. And so if you can imagine on the map that it kind of inclines downwards as you come down, and then it opens back up again to this, with several great columns supporting it. The whole walls are filled with crystalline material, and even parts of the floor are as such. It's large enough, in fact, that there is almost a slight gust of wind that comes through here, once again carrying with it almost a spray of liquid, that there's a water source down here, and a bit of a howl of the from the passage of wind. You can hear more clearly down here as well. There is definitely the sound of falling, tumbling water.
As we approach the larger cavern, I'm going to turn my gaze upwards to look along the ceiling, if I can see that far.
Yeah, as you look along the ceiling, you can see that the crystals even jut out across the top of the ceiling itself. And as you do, you can see on the ceiling, in fact, it's far worse. The fleshy tendrils and tentacles that grip the crystals dangle down from up above, snaking across the top of the ceiling and down along from the tops of the walls.
How light is it in here? What's the lighting situation?
It is actually brightly lit.
Okay.
But the refraction of the light in this chamber, at certain times, it is like it could almost be blinding. Like even bringing a brighter light source in here could create like that blinding light sort of effect.
Okay. Where does can we tell like where the light is coming from?
Many of the crystals themselves are emanating the light.
Okay, got it. Whew.
All right.
Well, should we
on.
stealth along, continue
Yeah,
exploring?
I think so.
With stealth checks, that's disadvantage
But
for
plus
me.
10.
Yes.
I'm gonna sneak to this. I don't know if these are crystals or what, but I'm gonna sneak up to them.
Ooh.
Okay.
So yeah, my stealth check was a dirty 20. If you need it, that was with disadvantage. Thank you. Pass without a trace.
As you come around the corner, you can all roll me a d6.
2.
Also a 2.
5.
Okay. Who's leading? Lynn?
Probably
And
Cabe.
Cabe.
Yeah.
You see a small creature walking walking away from you. And it stops as you come around the corner.
We are sneaking.
It is a this creature is only larger than that of a human head, but it is a fleshy brain which has grown 4 claw-like legs. As you get close, it stops dead in its tracks.
I turn to my 2 companions and look at both of their heads and quietly whisper, "Did either of you 2 lose a brain?"
No, but we should squash that.
Yeah,
Okay.
It looks bad. Probably came out of that head of that thing with the beardy.
Right.
That makes sense.
As you come towards it, I will have you all very quickly roll for initiative.
23.
Okay.
19.
20.
All right.
Oh.
You have not surprised this creature, but you do get to act before it.
Okay.
Let's see what you can do.
Are we where we are now, or had we moved up?
Yep.
Okay. Dang.
Is it which of us is first?
Sorry. I believe Dennis, you are first, followed by Cabe, followed by
Okay.
Lynn.
No, I think Lynn rolled
yeah, I had
20 and
20.
I rolled a 19.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got those mixed up. My apologies.
All right.
Okay. Well, then I am going to move closer.
Look.
And
Don't get your brain eaten.
yeah, I don't want to get my brain eaten, that's for sure.
I will move into the front, as I do
In
not
fact,
have a brain
yeah,
to
you've
eat.
convinced me. I'm going to hang out back. Instead, I am going to just shoot my light crossbow.
Okay.
Oh, I guess I could have just rolled that. 16 to hit for 11 damage.
Is this a magical crossbow?
It is not.
Okay. The crossbow lands in the side of the brain with a low thud, but as if protected by some sort of psychic energy that gives it resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical attacks. Lynn, what will you do?
Oh, I'm not done.
Oh, you're not done.
I've got 2 dryads with me.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The one that is not concentrating on Pass Without Trace is going to cast Entangle.
Ah, very good.
DC 14. I believe it's a strength save. And I'm betting it doesn't have a great strength. We'll see.
Well, I get a negative. I've rolled a 1, and which is a negative 1.
It is
0.
restrained and it cannot move.
Okay.
Nice.
Very good. Very good. Anything else?
No, now I'm done.
Okay. Cabe.
Okay.
Or Lynn.
I think it's me. That's okay.
Yeah, my apologies.
You said it's restrained.
It is restrained.
Okay, then in that case, Lynn is going to hold on. Let me check the range. Oh, okay. I'm fine where I'm at. Am I 60 feet away? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Yep. She's just going to look at it and cast Create Bonfire underneath
Nice.
where this brain is, this tentacled brain is at, and it needs to make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
I get a 4 plus. Yeah, I get a 6.
Okay. So yeah, it was a DC of 18, so it takes 16 fire damage.
That destroys it.
Nice.
Cabe, what will you do?
It's dead.
It is dead.
More?
I will walk casually.
Stealthily and casually.
Casually.
Yeah,
I will
you
move
still have
forward.
pass without trace.
To see if I spy any more rogue brains.
And actually, sorry, when it dies, I'm going to use my movement just to
Okay.
move up 30 feet.
Cool.
Don't conceal, reveal. You come around the corner to see
Oh boy.
a great gap in the ground. There is another one of these ambulatory brains here.
Okay.
The great welt in the ground is part of a chimney that descends down, but you can also see a great hole in the ceiling that goes upwards as well.
I'm beginning to wonder if there is no more dragon.
Can I see the brain from where I am, or no?
Let me get a closer look here.
We can say that we kind of kept walking on
sure.
the next turn, right?
Yeah, sure.
Up around the corner.
Yeah.
Would it still be my turn then?
Yeah.
Seeing the brain, I pull out my arm transforms into a fire extinguisher, and I spray it with frostbite.
Okay. I make a con save, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, I get a 3. My dice have gone cold.
Could you save that for later?
Frostbite?
No,
the 3.
the cold dice.
Right.
Want these lousy rolls.
That's going to be 13 damage.
All right, that leaves it bloodied, but it survives. It is its turn.
Wait, I still have my Steel Defender.
Your doggo. Yep. Okay.
My dog, seeing the cold snack, runs forward and is going to rend. Right. That's going to be 18.
That's a hit.
Where are you, Steel Defender? Sorry. There it is. $13 more damage.
It's destroyed.
Nice.
The dog, oddly being a robot dog, snacks on the
as you came around the corner, it was poised as if it was going to emit some sort of very loud, high-pitched noise to alert who else might be in this area. But you have managed to slay them both before they could do so. You stand before a pulsing chimney of writhing flesh. It is roughly 30 feet in diameter in both the floor and the ceiling, and descends impossibly upward and downward.
Mm.
By your best guess, the upward channel should be breaking back out through the mountainside, but it does not.
There's no light coming through.
No. Well, there is light. It's a horrid purple,
Not
red,
daylight.
magenta light glowing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am
What in
concerned.
the world is this place? It is like something is eating its way into this mountain from another dimension.
I am going to quickly imbue a stone with my magical tinkering. I'm going to put some wires on a stone and everything, and now it's glowing. And I'm going to toss it into the chimney. to see what happens.
Okay, down below.
I toss it. I assume gravity will work, but if it doesn't work, then cool. But yeah.
You toss it, and you see it fall. And then a moment passes, and you see the light of it fade down. And as it does so, you see a light coming from the chimney up above, and the stone falls down back in front of you. And again, and again, and again, and again. And it just keeps coming back. Falling, falling, and falling.
I think we know where it goes now.
What is its purpose?
I don't know, but if the dragon was in there, you would think the rock would have fallen on it by now.
Yes.
So maybe we need to go check the other way.
Yes, I wonder what those little brain things were here as sentinels for. Perhaps we ought to explore another part of the cavern.
Yeah, let's keep looking. There's lots we haven't seen yet.
Let's sneak down.
Let's go down to the south, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
I love that there's a little velociraptor hanging out by the entrance, by the way.
Yeah, it's just...
I just figured I would copy a token over for when we'll inevitably need one. All right. You head back the other direction.
Moving with stealth still.
Yep. Yes, and staying close together in Scooby-Doo fashion.
Heading to the south. It descends slightly before ending in several steps that lead down into another one of the hot spring pools. But as you get close, you can smell the smell of the water down here. It's like sulfur, rotten eggs, and brine. Like the horrible smell of a pickle jar. There are tendrils, more of the limbs of flesh reach out from the water. And something is unsettling about the surface of this water itself.
I don't want to go in the water.
I do not want you to go in the water either.
I had no intention of going myself, though I could use a bath.
You hear a sound reverberate in your minds. Come closer. You seek answers, wisdom, power, renown. I offer it to you.
Lynn thinks back, at what cost?
Seems pretty nice.
The answer comes. Only a moment of pain, and then all will be known to you.
Just one moment. That's not that long.
I do not feel pain, nor do I seek renown or power. I am merely here to fulfill my primary function of murdering dragons.
Mad dragons only, right?
Mad dragons.
Evil ones.
Or evil dragons.
Not good ones.
Good dragons are okay.
I personally feel pain and seek renown, so I'm feeling at a bit of an impasse.
Several tentacles extend from the water, ending in bulbous tips that open up like flowers. And you hear a voice echo in your minds. Come closer. Accept the gift offered to you. All shall be yours.
That seems really gross.
Now, Lynn looks at Dennis and is like, now might be a good time for one of those fireballs, I think.
Oh, okay. I pull out the wand, and I'll level a fireball at the tentacles.
As the tentacles, there is a brief moment as you lower the fireball, the wand of fireball.
May have given away our stealth.
And the tendril opens up, and you can see inside like a horrific flower of disgusting mucus-covered flesh. It opens up, and the antenna that would, like, you know how some flowers have like the antenna? I'm not sure what the actual term for them is.
Yeah.
Is it stamen?
Stamen.
Stamen?
Yeah.
Stamen.
Oh, you floral experts.
Is a horrific. The stamen of this flower are several horrific tadpoles. And the flower opens for a brief moment, only to get firebombed.
Yes. How many charges? How many charges did that thing have?
It had 9, I believe, to start. I'll have to verify that.
That was your
but,
third.
I've only used 3. Yeah.
Right.
As the fireball's energy dissipates, there is a rumbling in the cavern, and you see bubbling in the pool ahead as a massive brain begins to lift up out of the briny pool. There is a strange, scaly membrane stretched across the lobes of the brain, and as it raises up, you see a mass of tendrils and tentacles digging in to a scaly mound of crystalline scales. Something pulls up from the sides of the water beside the brain, the massive wing of a dragon, as the brain lifts itself out of the water, attached to the body of the ancient amethyst dragon.
What did Chris have written on his paper? Prediction: Elder Brain Dragon.
Roll for initiative.
We will earn our own renown. Thank you very much.
24.
Or die trying, more likely.
16.
Okay.
16 as well.
You can go first.
My dex is 12. Okay.
My dex is also 12.
Sorry, Dennis, what was your initiative again?
Mine was 24.
Okay. I just want to make sure that I get the...
Does it make sense for you to go first? That's smart, right?
It makes sense for me to go for it. Oh,
yes, Dennis for sure. Me, yeah, I think so. I think I'm going to try and I think I'm going to probably bless here. Okay. So let's get those pluses to our saves as soon as possible.
Cool.
Dennis, you are first to act.
Okay. So the first thing I do is I am going to use my action to cast a spell. And that spell is Conjure Animals. Mm-hmm. But I will be casting it at 7th level. And 32 giant owls appear. One appears directly in front of Cape. One appears directly in front of Lynn. One appears directly in front of me. The dryads, of course, disappear. And then the other 29, just around here, all within, we want them within 60 feet of this dragon. So I'll measure that out later. I should announce the rest of my actions.
Okay.
I will be mounting this owl that I'm next to.
Okay.
I'm going to leave it uncontrolled. I will use my bonus action. And right here, a bear totem spirit appears, and everything within 30 feet of that, which will be all the PCs and all the owls, gain 17 temporary hit points.
Ooh.
Then my raven comes out of my backpack with its elemental gem, and it breaks it. Now, conjure on elementals requires verbal commands. So I have taught my raven to say, attack the dragon.
and keep attacking it.
Because the raven can speak one language.
It has mimicry. It cannot speak a language, but it can be taught tricks through mimicry, including human words. In fact, you can go on YouTube and you can find ravens that do that. And so that was my familiar. So an air elemental appears under control of my familiar. The owls will all move in to attack this dragon. And they are going to be, you're going to have to, since we're on a 2-dimensional map, you're going to have to use your brain or your mind, imagination. They have surrounded it.
Okay.
On three dimensions.
So how many are there?
There will be 29 in the group attacking the dragon.
Well, I'm not needed here. I'll just.
Okay.
Well, you'll find owls and velociraptors are very different in terms of offense, but it's the best I've got. My owl will dash away. So 120 feet away. And the air elemental will also attack.
Okay, there's the air elemental. Do you just want me to move it right up to the...
Yeah, that would be great. And I think it would be easier, Monty, but it's up to you. If I was to just use a measurement on one of these owls to represent the number of owls currently around the dragon, would that be...
How many owls are there again?
There are 29 surrounding this dragon right now.
Okay, so let's just say for the sake of tracking these here, that each that they are all around it, but that let's just put down if you could put down like a total of 8 owls.
Sure.
And we'll say that each represents 3.
Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What I'll do is I'll put dots on them.
Yeah.
To represent the number that it covers. And these owls have more hit points than it says here, including before even the.
Okay.
They have
because of your shepherd druid.
That's right. They have 25 base hit points plus another 17 temporary hit points.
Okay.
So 29
42.
attacks. $16, 24, 29.
Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hits.
11 hits, okay.
Solid.
That much damage. It's all magical, so 83.
Awesome.
And then the air elemental strikes it twice.
One hit.
Right,
for 8
so
damage.
8 more damage.
Alrighty.
That ends my
Very
turn.
good. Very good. Okay. Wow. What a turn to begin with. Okay. There is a shuddering in the lair as several of the crystals begin to shake and several holes burst forth from several holes and tunnels within the lair. Can I get each of you to roll me a d6?
2.
6.
1.
All right, Colby, roll me a d4.
3.
All right, so we have 3 intellect devourers that emerge from the from this sort of this area. They run out, and another comes out from over here. It is their action, and they're going to dash into place this turn, so they'll start moving next turn. Lynn, it is your turn.
Okay. Well, let's see. I believe Lynn is going to. Actually, I'm going to Oh, Dennis, how far away did you get? You got really far away.
Really far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
And I will use a legendary action to have the dragon. It will use its tentacles against at least one of the owls.
Sure.
So it legendary action. It gets a 32 to hit it, for 12 psychic damage.
Okay.
And the owl is grappled. Yeah.
Okay.
Not that it matters for now.
No, and it's still that didn't even burn the temps.
Yeah.
Okay. So Lynn is going to use half of her movement to mount this owl in front of her.
Okay.
And then as my action, I'm going to actually cast Bless.
Okay.
At the 3rd level, which is going to be enough for both Cabe and I's owls, and then Cabe, myself, and Robodog even. Because why not? I want to bless the dog. And I don't have any second or 1st level spell slots left anyway, so there you go. And then, yeah, she's going to jump up on Owlie here and fly into battle. I will get, since I'm not going to be able to like make an attack or anything, and I don't have any good bonus action things I could do really if I'm not taking. Anyway, I'm going to just kind of get maybe over here. I can have the owl dash, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Should be able to, yeah.
And it has.
I should mention that they have
movement.
flyby as well, if that ever comes down.
Oh, that's good to know. So yeah, I'll just kind of put myself over here where Lynn's at, maybe just sort of hovering over the water, right over here. Maybe backed up a little bit. I guess I don't need to be that close if it can get me 60 feet. Basically, I'll get 60 feet away from it over here.
Okay. 60 feet over there. Great. Okay.
So I guess 60 feet would put me here. And I can't move my owl. If you want to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I could have moved it for you. Sorry.
Okay.
There, I got it for him.
You got it? Okay, great.
You got enough to do, Monty.
Okay. So yeah, indeed. All right.
Put it there.
Looks good to me. With that, Cabe, it is your turn.
So there's these 3 brains here, and then there's this one off over yonder.
I can possibly take care of those if you guys want to concentrate on the dragon.
All right.
I got
hear
lots
you
of
yell
charges
that
left.
from the back of the cave as I turn to look at the brains and yell, "Are you okay?" And you say, "Sure." So I'm going to use half my movement to get on my owl. And then my owl is going to dash, which I'm pretty sure.
Just move yourself, and I'll have it follow you.
Yeah, I'm just going to be, just for the sake of argument, I'm going to put myself back there so I can click on me, but I'm right up to the dragon.
Okay.
Above or below. And I'm going to, this is a silly question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Does the dragon have any metal on it?
It does not.
Okay. Just thought I'd double check. I'm going to cast Branding Smite on my, so I hold up my my Morning Star, which starts glowing with fiery energy, and I am going to attack the dragon with my Morning Star.
Go for it.
And that's going to be with a bless. That's going to be 29 to hit.
That is a hit.
All right, and I'm going to also use a Arcane Jolt. So that is going to be sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
That's going to be 30 damage.
Okay.
Solid.
And I'm going to attack it again. This time getting a 22 to hit
That is also a hit.
for 10 damage.
Nice. Okay. Got some damage on the board. All right. Anything else?
My Robo-Dog is going to... Dennis, does it get in your way if the Robo-Dog's attacking the brains?
Don't think so.
Okay.
Go, Robodog.
Robo-Dog
Just
runs up
stay on the
to...
bottom, yeah, or onto the side somehow. Yeah, that would be good right there.
Yeah, cool. Robo-Dog is going to run up to one of the brains and attack. Only getting a...
Don't forget to add the D4.
Oh, yes, Robo-Dog's blessed too. That's very helpful. Getting a 12 to hit.
That is not a hit.
Oh. Darn.
Sorry.
Robo-Dog is not the most potent battle dog. But that is my turn.
Okay. Great. The Elder Brain Dragon is going to unleash its tadpole breath.
Tadpole
Gross.
breath.
Yeah,
That is the
tadpole
most disgusting
brine
breath I've ever heard
It
of in my life.
exhales
It's
brine
nasty.
in a 120-foot line that is 15 feet wide, and it's going to send it directly towards Lynn. So it's going to hit the owls in that area, and all of you must make a Constitution saving throw. So we'll say
Okay.
we got the owls that are there, and we'll have you roll for your owl as well.
And you'll have to decide how many. The owls are like surrounding it 360 degrees. How many would be in that area?
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll 2d6, I'm gonna roll 1d6 and say that's how many are caught by it.
Okay.
Does a breath attack trigger Sentinel?
No, it
No.
would not.
Chris, would you roll a save for my owl, adding 5 plus a D4? I don't know what their saving throw is. And then,
good.
what did you? It was a con save, Monty.
Yeah, con save. Actually, logically speaking, you know what?
24.
Chris? I'm gonna say it's gonna be 4 are gonna be in there because logically, I think with the 15. So what do you got for the owl? For your owl?
24 for the one
Wow.
that Colby's on.
Okay.
And I was a 23.
Okay.
And
myself.
I'll just roll con saves right off.
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm imagining that if it was directly at Colby, these must be owls that are close to Colby.
Well, Colby's like far away from them. If you see where he
Okay.
is actually positioned.
But it's
Yes,
Yeah,
he is. Okay.
yeah. So
it's a line in my direction, 15
Yeah.
feet wide, right?
So all those owls that are there are going to fail their saves.
Okay.
But your owl does succeed, Colby. The ones
Sweet.
that fail are going to take 60 points of psychic damage. And
Okay,
the ones
so that will destroy those 4.
and the other does succeed, and those that succeed their saves still take 30 points of psychic damage.
Okay, so those ones are still okay.
And I
Let's
take
just mark
30
those.
as well, I'm assuming, yeah.
Correct. And if you or the owl survived, you are infested with tadpoles,
Even if we made our save?
even on a successful save.
That's
Okay.
why Elder Brain Dragons
Infested
are so
with
nasty.
tadpoles sounds like a bad time.
That sounds like a terrible time. I don't want to be infested with anything,
And
let alone elder brain tadpoles.
Yeah, elderbrain tadpoles and brine just all over you. It's
So
Bad day.
so what does that mean exactly? Or is that something that I get to find out at a later time?
Well infested, you will take 3d10 psychic damage at the start of each of your turns. And you can repeat
there
the save to end the effect.
Okay, so I have
you must save 3 times to end the effect.
so you automatically
So that-
take it for several turns.
so I have 1 save so far, is that right?
No, you have to once
So
you're
I have-
infested, you have to make
Got
3
it.
saves. Yeah.
3d10. Wow, okay.
this doesn't count as a disease, does it?
It does not.
I'm trying.
Okay. And I do need a concentration check for bless.
Yes.
DC 15.
How much damage did I take?
You took 30, so it would be DC 15.
Woo. Okay, so that is a 33.
Okay, you're good.
I crit. I crit on my save.
Yeah, and I forgot my legendary action last turn, so I'm just going to do it now. I'm going to make a tentacle attack against you, Cabe, because I have a 15-foot reach.
Neat.
And I get a 32.
No. All right. You did it.
You take 12 psychic damage, and you are grappled.
I hate being grappled.
Now, what does that do to the owl that you're riding on? It could still move. You'd just be hanging in the air.
Be hanging in the air. Yeah.
I imagine it would hang out underneath them in case it got dropped.
Dennis, we're over to you.
All right. So on my turn, I have measured. None of these intellectual powers are more than 40 feet apart. So I do believe I can level them all with the fireball.
Awesome. So I basically got a save or die. Two of them get a 19 and a 20.
All right. Well,
good fireball roll.
Oh! Oh, nice. Look at that damage.
Woo! 20 on a save.
To anyone watching, that was 40 damage on
a third level fireball.
Oh, wow. I've never rolled that high on a
that
fireball.
actually means that even on a success, I can't survive.
That is, the best. Well, that was fun.
All right.
All right. Now, I am going to start moving a little bit closer because I see somebody's infested with tadpoles and I actually can do something about that.
Good.
So I'm going to get a little closer. And then 25 owls attack this Elder Brain dragon.
Sounds good. Let's do it. Ooh. The second wave got no hits there. There's 4. Only 6 hits.
Yeah, the owls are not as good as the velociraptors. That's still 54 damage, though.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad. I'll take that. And 2 slams from an air elemental. They all both miss, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yep. All right, the Lair action. Can I have each of you roll me a d6?
5.
Colby?
Everyone?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, everyone. Yep.
I was too caught up in my misery to, let's see, here we go. 4.
All right. One of the crystals resonates with energy and summons a living Bigby's hand.
Oh.
What's a living Bigby's hand?
It's intelligent.
Does it look like an elder brain?
It looks like the claws of like the psychic claws of a mind flayer, emerging out of one of the crystal formations. And so it is summoned on this turn. So I'm gonna have it. It appears from the crystal. Who is this over here? Is that?
That's my Steel Defender.
Robodog.
Well, okay. It knows that Steel Defender is not a threat, so it's gonna fly right up towards Dennis here. Okay.
Oh, and I can't give you disadvantage yet. We're gonna get there.
All right. Let me just get this. It's going to come out with its grasping hand to try to grab you, Dennis. So you can give. Sorry. We're going to go. Yeah. So actually, nah. We're going to do this. It's going to come out with a force fist and punch you. Okay. Getting a 28 to hit.
It hit.
It's going to be 26 force damage. And the living spell can move you up to 5 feet and move with you. So it's going to try to push you off, but I think it's a large creature. So what I'll do So I think you're large enough to stay on it with a 5-foot push.
Okay.
But I still need a con save for concentration.
Yes.
Oh, that is very important.
Natural 20 plus 7, 27.
Good stuff.
Man.
You.
All right, Lynn, we're over to you. You're going to take 3d10 damage at the start of your turn.
Okay.
That's going to be a big old 23 psychic damage.
Ow. All right. And I need to roll an 11 concentration. Is that right?
That would be correct. Yep.
Okay. I have a plus 13 to my con save.
So you can't fail. Can't fail.
All right. Then we are going to swoop down on this dragon. I'm assuming there's an opening here somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a 360 degree, right? In a sphere. And you guys, I just don't know how long I'm going to be around. So I'm just going to,
blaze of glory.
I'm going to dump it all while I still have a chance.
All right. Go for it.
So yeah, I mean, I've only got 2 spell slots left. I'd love to save one of those for a potential crit, but I'd hate to die before I had a chance to use it too. So yeah, we're just going to make some attacks. Sorry. So here we go. Attack number 1 is not good, but I do get to add a d4. It's probably still not good enough. 16 to hit.
That's a miss, I'm afraid.
Okay. Second attack is much better. That's a 26 plus a d4.
That'll do her.
I'm just going to roll all of these because oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Because I'm going to action surge.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be making 4 attacks total. The second attack, I'm going to blow my, the third attack, I'm going to blow my plus 10 to hit for my channel divinity.
Okay.
So that's going to be a 23 plus a d4.
Yep, that'll hit.
And final attack is come on, give me something good. That's better. 24 plus. So 3 hits, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just gonna blow 1 smite. I'll save another just in case I do live to tell the tale. So yeah, I'm gonna blow a 3rd level smite here. So all told, the damage is going to be that plus that 7 plus that is 40 plus 4d8. So nice. That's 60 damage.
Whoa!
As she just comes in on the back of this giant owl.
That leaves me bloodied.
Glory to Gorm! Now, question. Because the giant owl has flyby, can I fly away without provoking an opportunity attack? Or is it just the owl that wouldn't provoke the opportunity attack, but I still might?
I feel like we did have a debate about this on our channel once.
If you only provoke an opportunity attack if you use your movement.
Yeah. So the owl could fly you out.
Okay. So I'm going to you know what? I'm going to fly back to where I was in hopes that since he already made a big gap in that direction.
We should make sure that your owl's we should make sure your owl's still alive.
Good point.
Your owl does take 16 psychic damage.
It does.
Okay. So now maybe we need to retcon this, because would that have happened at the beginning of my turn and I fall into the water?
Technically, yes. Do you have any way of getting? Oh, okay.
Allow you to...
because I forgot. I'm going to allow you to move up and make the attack
with its dying breath. Gets me just close enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So then here's a question: could I try to make some sort of like dexterity saving throw, acrobatics check to either land on one of the other owls in the vicinity or on the back of the dragon itself as I'm making these attacks? Like jump off of my owl as it's dying, you know what I mean, and land on the back of the dragon.
Okay.
And start wailing on it.
I will say that if you want to try that, If you want to try to land on the dragon, if you fail the check, you will fall into the water, and I will get to make an attack of opportunity against you.
Okay.
If you want to go for the owl and you fail, you'll just fall in the water.
Okay. I'll try and jump on the back of another owl.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check.
All right. I do have proficiency. Wow, smart me. That's a 19.
Yeah, you land as your owl is consumed. And fortunately for you guys, you have to be a humanoid to turn into a mind flayer when you die from this.
Phew. That is fortunate.
So yeah. But that's all good. Yeah, so you land on another owl.
New owl, who dis?
Alrighty. Were there owls that had their saves before, that passed saves before? No, they were all destroyed. So there's no owls getting devoured. Okay, great. Cabe, following that, I'm going to use my legendary action, Shatter Concentration on you. And you're going to take 3d12 psychic damage because you're being grappled.
Oh, good. Yeah. Sweet.
So you're going to take a big ol' 19 psychic damage.
That's fine.
And if you're concentrating on anything, that's over.
I'm
Just
not.
automatically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, can you do that every turn?
I can. That's a legendary action.
Cool. Love it.
It is your turn, though, Cabe.
Luckily,
You're grappled by the tentacle.
yes. Luckily, I'm grappled by the tentacle. Lynn, how you feeling?
I'm feeling about 2/3 health.
Okay. Well, I feel like, given the situation, given my role in this party, keeping you alive is more valuable than keeping myself alive. I'm going to cast Warding Bond. Luckily, I gave you a ring earlier before this mission.
Yes,
you
you
were
did.
wearing.
I remember it well.
Yes, it was a gift, and so I'm going to cast Warding Bond on Lynn, which gives you +1 to your AC and to all of your saving throws, and you are now resistant to all damage. And I take
same.
I think it's going to be worth it, because if we have this thing bloodied, your ability to dish out attacks is valuable. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to attack this thing.
Well, it's not a restraining tentacle, so you don't have disadvantage.
Good. Just grappled.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, cool. That was a natural 1. So I'm going to attempt a second attack on it.
Don't forget to add your D4.
Right. I mean, with a natural 1, it wouldn't matter, but that's going to be 24 to hit.
That will hit.
I'm going to use another one of my whatchamacallits, Arcane Jolts.
Okay.
And that's going to be 20 damage.
Nice. We're getting there.
Nice.
Yeah. And I guess my Steel Defender is going to move next to Dennis to protect him.
I think Dennis is in the air, though, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah.
It moves around. Wait, so, okay, if that's the case, is the hand also in the air?
The hand flies, yeah.
Can I attack it?
How high is Dennis up? How
high can he jump? How high is Dennis?
I assume like 10 feet.
Okay, so give me an athletics check for the dog.
The dog makes a jump.
It's a frisbee catch. It's one of those frisbee catching robo dogs, so it can really.
Yeah.
He was programmed specifically for catching frisbees.
Yeah.
And killing evil dragons.
That's going to be. Was it a or acrobatics, which is dexterity? So, that's going to be 18.
Sure, you leap into the air, make an attack with advantage.
Yeah.
Snap. Catch that frisbee.
Oh, I crit.
Mage hand.
Wow.
Nice.
Good job, RoboDog. So RoboDog is going to do 19 damage with that crit.
Wow, impressive. Okay.
Go RoboDog.
Moving along to my dragon. Do I recharge my breath weapon?
Nah.
Oh, please, no.
I do.
Oh, come on. I hate that. Usually I love it, but I'm sad.
Okay. I am going to shoot my Tide Pull Brine Breath. Let me just check here.
Does it reach?
Not quite.
Oh, good. Oh, good. So it's either me or Lynn.
Let's see.
I just hit you in the face with a morning star.
Or do I take all those opportunity attacks in the effort to try to take out the caster?
All right. So I should interrupt here. I was going to wait till my turn to mention this, but I have made a mistake that I should correct. That I did math wrong. I summoned 32 owls. I should have only summoned 24 owls. So
Okay.
there are
At the
8
seventh
owls
level, it's
that
just
are
24.
not here.
Okay.
So my apologies. But anyways, I will remove them from the map. So if that
That's no
affects
problem.
your decision, then...
So I've killed 4.
So there are currently 17 non-mounted owls. No, that's not right. 17 owls altogether on the map.
So there should have been 24 originally. Yeah?
Yeah, that's right. And so
And 5 have
21 moved in. 5 have died. So I thought 4 had died. I thought one got... Oh, but one got remounted.
Yeah.
So 21. So I have 17.
8. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, 17 in there.
Yeah. Okay. That yeah, so you know what? I'm going to fire the breath towards Lynn. Give me a con save.
Of course you are.
Remember less and remember your +1.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
And I'll roll
rolls.
another d6.
Okay.
I'm going to say it hits 3 owls along the
Okay.
way, in addition to the one that Lynn's riding.
Okay. So my con save was an 18.
That is a failed save.
Son of a B. And I don't
You're going to take half
have-
damage.
Yeah, but I don't.
Your
Actually-
owl has also failed.
Oh, man.
Okay. I'm gonna have to jump onto another one.
All right. So
Just
that
owl hopping.
this time around, that is going to be 55 psychic damage,
All right. So
which is split
27?
between so 27 each.
And I take 27 as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
Okay. Concentration check.
Now, one of the owls got a
I
19.
succeed.
Does a 19 succeed?
No.
Okay,
It's
so
a DC 20. It's a DC 22.
all the owls hit have died.
Okay. All right. So we're down to
14.
14 owls. Okay, maybe I'll survive the next turn. Okay. And the only thing that I couldn't do.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What's it called? Resets on a short rest, doesn't it? Divine
survival. Yeah.
Sorcerer.
Yeah.
Divine
the
Soul Sorcerer.
I think it does. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, on a short rest? Yes.
Yes.
it does.
Okay. And we took a short rest.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add that to my roll, giving me not an 18, but a 24.
Okay, so that's half damage then.
Okay. So instead of 27,
yeah,
I take 13, right? And Kelly takes 13.
Yep.
Yes.
Or
that would be
okay.
correct. Yep.
Awesome. Thank you. Wonderful.
Still,
Thanks for doing
still in play. Still in play. Okay. All right. That is the dragon's turn.
Cool. We got this.
Okay.
That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
All right, Dennis, you're up.
All right. The owl disengages and moves I should double check my range. Just give me 1 sec. I'll let you know if there was.
I think the owls it might be like.
No, it will. It has flyby. It doesn't need to disengage, so it will dash. So I will dash to there. I will cast a spell, and that spell is heal. And I will cast it on our paladin. Yay! You heal 70 hit points, and the tadpoles are destroyed.
Nice.
It's awesome. I'm back to full health, baby.
And then I'm moving back.
Now,
I'll take on the hand. And
yeah,
sorry.
14 owls will attack.
While that's happening, did the owl that I was riding on get deleted as well? Did I fall into the water?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm afraid it did.
Okay.
Only 1 hit there. 3 hits total, and one.
All right.
One of which was the crit.
And so 34.
All right.
And the air elemental. Slammy.
Oh,
that's
both
good.
hit. Wow.
Nice.
32.
All right, we're on the board.
Woo.
Okay. I'm going to use my legendary action to break Cabe's concentration, causing Cabe to lose the warding. Warding bond isn't concentration, though.
It isn't.
It isn't. Okay.
No.
But
Excellent.
I still do deal. Whoa.
Oh, don't say that.
27 psychic damage.
Okay. We're fine.
All right. And the Lair, the hand. You can each roll me a d6 as well.
Oh, no more
6.
D6s.
3.
I get
2.
I get a 22 to hit you, Dennis, with the hand.
I cast a shield spell.
Alrighty.
Nice.
Alrighty. Colby, you got a 2?
I did.
Alrighty. From a nearby crystal formation appears another hand. And it's gonna fly towards you.
Okay.
And this one is going to grab you. Because you are prone in the water. So it is. So I need a dexterity saving throw from you.
Okay. I get that. Oh, that was good. 25 plus 1 plus a D4.
Okay. Yeah. That's well, then the last thing that I'll try is use my last legendary action to try to grab you with the tentacle.
Okay.
I get a 23.
That hits. Unless no, I don't have. Okay,
12,
yeah, that hits.
12 damage, so you are grappled.
Okay.
Which is going to hold you prone in the water.
Okay. 12 damage. All right.
It is your turn, though.
Okay. So here's the question: can I make? I mean, like I'm prone in the water. Can I make attacks against the dragon?
You can totally attack. Just because you're grappled, your speed is 0, and therefore you can't stand up from prone.
I just want to make sure that there's something in range of me to hit and do damage to the dragon. Right?
Yeah, you are in range of the dragon. Conceivably, if you were here for a really long time, you'd drown.
Sure.
But
we'll assume that I would die of other causes before I drown. Probably before that, in this case.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see then. As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Giant's Might.
Okay.
Since I'm no longer flying on an owl. And I'm going to grow to large in size. This is going to give me advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws for future reference.
Okay.
And then I'm going to make some attacks against our little dragon friend here.
All right. Let's see how
These
we
are all
do.
with disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
I'm restrained.
Yeah.
You're prone.
Because you fell, so you land prone. So I grabbed you, so your speed is 0, so you can't stand up from prone because you have no speed to stand up with.
Okay, so in that case, the worst of the two is going to be that plus this. Come on, give me something good. Thank you. 21 to hit.
That still hits.
Okay, so that's going to be 4. That's 14 damage plus a d6 for Giant's Might. So that's 17 damage.
Okay.
And then my second attack is going to be, let's see here, with disadvantage. Okay, same thing. Give me a good d4. Okay, that's a 20 to hit.
Wow.
30-20.
Wow. Alrighty.
And I'm just gonna, well, nah. I still have. Thanks to the heal, I have enough hit points, so I'm still in this fight. I'm gonna wait and see if I can't crit later. Nah, screw it. I'm gonna use my last spell slot. I'm going to use a 4th level spell slot, my 4th level spell slot for 5d8 extra damage. Plus I'm actually also going to use my fire rune because it resets on a short rest. Okay. So total damage is going to be 13 plus 1, 2, 3 of those. So that's another 14. So that's 27 plus 5d8. Oops, not 6. Oh, my worst rolls of all time. Here was my 5d8. 2, 3, 1, 1, and a 5.
As in a desperate moment, you strike out.
39 damage total.
In a desperate moment, pinned on the ground in the water as you wrestle around with this elder brain dragon, there's a brief moment where you catch sight of where the cerebellum of the elder brain attaches to the spine of the dragon. And you drive your blade forward, and as it lights up with divine light, it shatters the spine of the elder brain dragon. And with a hissing noise, it collapses dead.
Oh, whew. And Lynn immediately then sinks down into the pool of water and drowns.
And that is all that remains of the dragon of Hatheg-Kla, corrupted by the energies it sought to understand, transformed into an elder brain dragon, and slain by our great heroes.
Oh, that was awesome. Round of applause.
Yeah, that was a fun fight.
Yeah.
Before Lynn
All
drowns,
those things
Steve
appearing
motorboats
every round
down
too, like the hands and the intellect of ours.
And the
kept
little,
things kind of interesting. Yeah.
Kept us
I have
on
like a
our
little
toes, for
propeller
sure.
appear on my butt, and I go down and I grab Lynn and I safety her to the shore.
But yeah, I was pretty sure based on the hints Monty gave last week what we were facing this week.
Yeah, with the worms, the tadpoles in our head.
Yeah, and the divination, right?
Yeah.
Like it kind of. I'm like, oh, this is an elder brain, and he's like, you wouldn't know what an elder brain is. I'm like, and I'm like, elder brain. Oh, dragon. Right. Yeah. There's a new one.
That was awesome. I'm seeing all kinds of new monsters for the first time in this.
Yeah. So when I was designing this breakdown, we're at time, but if you would all like to give a bit of a retrospective, I don't know if you want to spend an extra 5 minutes and just clear the air.
I'd love to.
Yeah. So I actually asked all three of you by email to give me a monster you suggested, and I got mind flayers, dragons, and drow. So you made this bet.
Yeah. I should have known what I was in for.
It's funny that everybody wanted a dragon, and then I built a character that wasn't optimized for fighting dragons.
Right.
Like that seems counterintuitive.
Yeah.
What did we all think of our builds? Why don't we take a minute to discuss that?
Yeah.
What was our strengths? What was our weaknesses?
I'd love to. I've been thinking a lot about this over the last week, especially since, between round 1 and round 2. And it's like, when I went to create this character, we had kind of decided beforehand that somebody ought to do at least 6 levels in Paladin for the sake of our saving throws, right? And I volunteered because I love melee characters, particularly Gish type characters, and so I had some Paladin builds I wanted to try out. My initial plan was to just do something a little more sort of rote, right? Your great weapon master, polearm master, vengeance pally kind of thing. But then I was like, that's kind of boring. Like I want to do something that's like kind of quirky, kind of fun, kind of unique, but still potentially powerful. And that's why I ended up going with the Catch-22. But I think in hindsight, it was kind of like, yeah, when you're playing for something that is specifically designed to challenge optimized characters, right? You probably should go with something that is like going to do 80 or 90 damage per round on average, as opposed to, even though it's cool and fun, the like, cast Cloud of Daggers behind you, knock you into it, force you to have to choose between taking Cloud of Daggers damage or Booming Blade damage when you move, blah, 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 which was cool and fun, but yeah, definitely showed a weakness of when you're dependent on a certain damage type, right? Like a thunder damage, for example, or whatever, then it's a little exposed. And so it's like, yeah, probably would have been better off with a glaive and Great Weapon Master and just run in and hack stuff to death, right? With a magic glaive.
I actually had so I just want to interject and just say that this is the other map that Gav drew for us, and this was my if we have enough time, if we depend, I wasn't sure how much time we were going to have, and so one of my optional encounter was that we might have had a bona fide Elder Brain up here, and so have like the pre-merger, but I thought, yeah, it's all about timing, right? Like one of the things that I talk about when you plan a one shot is you always want to make sure you've got like a way to like consolidate if you don't quite get as far. So that was kind of the compromise, because there was one version of this where the dragon and the Elder Brain hadn't merged yet, but where we were on time was like, let's just get to the Elder Brain dragon.
Awesome maps.
Yeah, super awesome.
My feedback would be, is that we have all made builds that are very specialized in doing one thing really well. And I think with 3 players, that's not the way to go. I don't think that's optimized at all. I think we didn't cover enough bases. The fact that we don't have counterspell, I mean, in a group of 13th level characters, and we could have, right? Yeah. Like if we had made more versatile characters rather than, I'm really, really good at summoning, right? Which I was really, really good at summoning, but it ended up being just a one thing, right? And we all had that, right? Kobe had his one thing that his entire build is based around. Kelly has his one thing that his entire build is based around. So there were 3 things we did very well. And there's just more than 3 things you need to do to make an effective party, right? So if we were to do it over again, I would have recommended maybe that we cover more bases and just not worry about being so specialized.
I was just going to say, be both sort of well-rounded, but also for the damage that we do, make sure that it isn't contingent upon something happening or something not being resistant or something not being gargantuan in size or et cetera.
Well, with 3, and if you're going to go more versatile, I think you also have to simplify to some degree, right? Because the combos are always take your whole build.
I think with Cabe, we ended up seeing what his purpose was eventually, but it took a while to get there. And it's funny that his purpose wasn't dealing damage, it was making sure that everybody else was protected. And I actually think he did a decent job protecting, but again, my character was designed, I didn't even get to use my big guns. Like I didn't use my 5th level spell slot, which was for Summon Construct. I was saving it for the final battle, but I was like, wait, we're fighting a dragon. The dragon's in a pool of water. Like it was just, there wasn't a good opportunity for me to form my wall, which is my Construct, my Steel Defender, and me blocking lines in the battlefield and using Vortex Warp to pull enemies in front of me and then webbing them in place. However, I still got to play the defender character, but if I had another go at this, I think defense is not as cool as offense, and I think that if I had played a sharpshooter, crossbow expert, archer of some sort that was optimized to just nuke damage, we would have torn through combat encounters faster. It's fun to play the defensive support character, that is optimized for defensive support. But I think when you have 3 characters and you're doing combat encounters, once again, designed to challenge optimized characters, laying on hundreds and hundreds of points of damage per turn between the 3 of us is going to tear through combat encounters faster.
Yeah.
So do I love my build? Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's a really fun Artificer build. I would have brought something else to the table for this game if I had another chance to do it again.
Yeah. Speaking of, we should totally do this again sometime, because that was so fun.
It'd be a lot of fun. Yeah. I think for me, in just thinking of it, I think that we talked about, I'm not sure if we talked about this online, that like building encounters for well-optimized characters is a challenge, especially with a group of 3, because having run games for groups of 3 player characters a long time, your success metric really has to be in getting them to expend their resources and getting that pressure. And I knew at the point where you're like, I'm watching out for my resources, I'm watching it for my resource expenditure, that I was like, oh, this is the right, like we're hitting the right speed. Because with a party of 3, in my experience, a situation where one character gets taken out tends to be the death knell. In a 3-person party, you're really, it's a 3-person party's kind of collapses as soon as one member goes down. Unlike a 4-person party where you can usually have someone go unconscious
and hobble along.
Yeah, because with a 4-person party, one player can address the problem while the other 2 hold the line. But with a 3-person party, it's just not you don't have enough leverage in that respect. So
action economy.
Yeah, so the dominoes fall really, really quickly. So for me as a DM, like I like the first combat definitely I think was one storm giant too many. But I needed that to figure out what the pace was, because I wasn't sure how much I didn't really look at your character sheets and do the DPR calculation and figure out like how much is this gonna where is this gonna land. And I was kind of going on, oh yeah, I mean Veo, Paluto, and Sebastian from our Drakenheim campaign, they could handle this, but they're a very different party. And they also have I one of the things that I kind of realized between the 2 weeks was like, oh yeah, those are 13th level characters that have a staff of power, the equivalent of a holy avenger, and like much more powerful magic items, which is a big difference in the calculation. And also 3 players that like, this is the first time the 3 of you have all played together as this group configuration. I know Colby and Chris, you guys have played together before, but like there is something to be said from learning how each other's abilities work and knowing how to work together, which I think really makes a huge difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will say though that with that first combat encounter, it was great to see that 3 storm giants can definitely challenge our characters. And I also think that throughout the 3 battles, each of the characters had a moment to shine. I think in the first combat encounter, when myself and Colby were struggling, we got to see Chris's Raptors really dominate the battlefield. In the second combat encounter, I actually think that it was Cabe's moment of being able to put people where they needed to be, get Colby into position. I was able to really change the battlefield. And in that third combat encounter, I mean, Colby, you kind of dropped the nukes on the dragon to deliver most of the hit point damage to take it out.
It was fun, along with some help from owls for sure.
Well, we all did our jobs, but a few mistakes. We all made mistakes, but that's part of D&D.
And before we close off the stream, I'd also just like to take a minute. So the viewers may not know this, but Colby started this whole thing by reaching out to the Dungeon Dudes. Kelly and Monty graciously agreed. And then once he's got, let's face it, 300K plus subscriber channel involved, he could have gone to anybody. But he was just really kind and invited me, and and the Kelly and Monty too. The elephant in the room is they have 10 times the subscribers that I do or Colby does, but they have this is what you call giving a hand up. So these 3 guys are seriously class acts. So thank you so much for.
Well-
I am very lucky to be here, and I really appreciate it.
Same.
I wanna thank you for saying that, but I also want to say that, like, first of all, thank you, Colby, for putting this together.
Of course.
And I want to say that I love both of your channels, and I respect you guys both so much. And I know that there's numbers difference, but besides the numbers, I respect your guys' opinions on D&D so much. I look up to you. I hope that we can continue to chat. I love sharing build ideas with you guys. I love getting feedback on them. I will endlessly look up to your opinions. And I love these collaborations and these chats, and you guys are
so Canadian. It's making me cry. I love it. You're just so kind.
We're
and
sorry
wonderful.
we make you cry, Colby.
No.
Sorry.
No, I had an absolute blast, because I think the thing is like, first of all, it's really cool. Like, I feel like, at the end of the day, Kelly and I are just nerds too, and we're all just nerds that love D&D, and there's something to be said for like just getting to hang out with other nerds and play a good game of D&D. Like, we've done a lot of collaborations with a lot of other channels, and really, really, really cool people. But I would say that, like, this sometimes when you do collaborations, it can feel like a performance, right? Streaming D&D is a little bit of a performance, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's so much fun. But this was kicking it and relaxing, and just like playing some D&D in a very in a very like real, like sort of experimental way. And I really like that, and I really go for that. And honestly, I have to say as well, like, I'm just so impressed with the work that both of you do on your channels. And like, like I would actually say probably there. I don't, like, Chris, I can say probably pretty confidently that I don't think that if you wrote guides on the original WotC forums back in the day, I don't think that I think that that's a huge, your guides that you wrote, your optimization guides were I have such a strong memory of reading your guides and making characters and being inspired by all that stuff. I don't know if were I not inspired by your guides, I don't know if we would have done the Dungeon Dude stuff at all. It might have, like, the path might have just gone on in a different way. That was definitely like a huge influence on me. So like, I think that I look at it as like, what goes around comes around, right? Like we all put it in, and you all give forward, because we're all part of this community together, and you guys do phenomenal work.
Well, thanks, and huge kudos as well, Monty, to you for putting together that fantastic one shot. I mean, the flavor, the description, it made it feel like this was a world that you had spent a lot of time in. It felt well lived in, and the descriptions and everything just made it so cool, so much more. It's such a perfect example of why D&D will always be so much more and so much better than just like a tactics game, right? It's like, it's a story, and it's just it was so cool and so fun, so many great moments.
And we originally didn't know who was going to DM this, and Monty volunteered, and I was like,
Chris actually gets to play.
Next time we'll let Monty play and see what optimized character
for sure.
I definitely feel too like that's part of that whole thing is like, I look forward to playing some more games, because I think that now that we all know how much fun it is, I'll definitely look at some more oddball stuff for future scenarios, and I think we can definitely look at more, like, because like, ultimately, like, I feel like even it's one of those things where even with this scenario, I could have, like, I think had I run this scenario in any other context, it would have lasted far more than 2 game sessions, because like, you just get started with those ideas, and you just get like dragon, elder brain, dark elves. Oh, there's a story here, and I'm like, oh, this is a cool thing. So maybe I might have to like think of how to expand it out into something more. We'll see.
Cool, very cool. All right. Well, thanks everybody who's been watching and who's watching on our channels, and you guys are awesome. Love you. Couldn't do it without you, of course.
Thank you all so much. And so to summarize, we're the Dungeon Dudes on YouTube. Check out Chris at Trade at Monk's Temple on YouTube, and check out Colby at D4 D&D Deep Dive, all on YouTube. These guys make amazing content. It is a real deep dive in both their cases. They do some amazing stuff, and I look forward to the next time, both of you.
Thanks. Same here.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
And thank you all out there as well. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
See ya.